So today's guest is an Army veteran and author of the book Equilibrium. I'm very excited to get to know him and have this great conversation today. And definitely you guys are definitely gonna, like these convos, something that I haven't done before. Without further ado, Michael McMurtry. How we
Crazy.
doing?
Oh man, life's good.
Thank you for
Life
being
is
here.
good.
It's a pleasure having
God is good.
you. How you doing today?
Oh, nervous.
Yeah? It's okay. That means you're alive if you're
Mm.
nervous. So that's a good thing. um, so let me get some like some background on Michael. Where are you from originally?
I was born in Kruger, Mississippi. Um, my mom and dad picked cotton, and I was born in a cotton field in Kruger, Mississippi. So as you got to imagine, there's a highway, and there's a big cotton field, and way deep in it, there's like a road. There's one place,
Mm.
and that's where I was born. By midwife. It was a year before I was registered as being born because back then in Mississippi, Mr. Charlie ran everything. And I know that sounds crazy to you, but Mr. Charlie was the name of all of them. They had always
Okay.
had a kid named Charlie. So that's why we always had to say Mr. Charlie. People, we don't want to get into that.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
history of things that have been turned into ghetto things, but they were
yeah. No,
history
100%.
behind it. They got real history, like the
Yeah.
gold teeth that came from Kruger, Mississippi, because we had no real water. So everybody's teeth was turning brown. So when they had to have a teeth pulled, they was putting gold teeth in to replace it because the white teeth didn't match. So that's why my mom, who's 70 something years old, had all gold teeth. And all my grandpa mom, she all gold teeth.
Yeah, a lot of
All
people
of a
don't know
sudden, it
that.
became to some kind of a no
Fashion
respect thing,
thing.
and it's just all the respect to what it came from. Us in the cotton field, gone.
Mm.
All of it came to games to the world in terms, So I come from that.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
come from true people that came from picking cotton.
Mm.
Um, Let me see. When I was about, I think, 5 or 6ish, my mom and dad got us away from Mississippi and
Okay.
came to Peoria, Illinois, which is by Chicago.
Yeah.
It's a step up
Yeah.
from what we was at, and we lived in Peoria while my mom and dad tried to make something of themselves from nothing because my dad adopted me and my sister.
Okay.
So we don't know because where we came from, it's a dark story from how I was born and my sister.
Okay.
We don't. I'm not. That's private.
Yeah.
So you got to look at my mom was picking cotton since she was like 9 years right in school. So my mom was picking. So there's a picture. They had a picture of me chopping cotton when I was like 3.
Really? You still have that picture?
No, my mom do, but she won't share nothing. She won't share
Wow,
nothing.
that's insane.
And I almost cut my toe off. So
Oh,
I
while
got
you
this
were
big
picking
scar.
cotton?
Yeah, because I was too little to do it, but I was out there chopping because that's what we do.
What
I
kind,
was
what
from
kind
that.
of tools were you using
A
at the
hoe.
time?
It was a hoe, and
Oh,
I was
okay,
I was only like 3 years old, and I was trying to chop
Really?
while my mom was out there because they have to have the children out there with them.
Okay.
So I was
Okay.
chopping, and then I chopped, and I almost chopped my big toe off, and I still got the scar across my big
Yeah.
toe. Yeah,
Wow.
and I kind of remember the pain, but I don't remember the shit. But I remember the pain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I was still so young.
Okay, so I'm assuming moving from there to Illinois, it was a big difference?
Well, yes, because at that point, my parents, we had nobody,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point,
No family out there at all.
well, how much of family started moving there? There was family that was there, but my dad, my mom, and my dad, was back then a Baptist, but they went to Pentecostal.
Okay.
And at that point, it's all about God.
Yeah.
And we lived in a home. I think our house for like I think a year and a half. The house we stayed in had no electricity,
Oh wow.
but that was a step up still to us
In Chicago?
in Peoria, Illinois.
Okay,
So
okay.
we lived while they was trying to go to school and everything. We would have no power, But we did that for years until from that, my parents got somewhere in life, moved us into a real nice neighborhood. We was going to a school. From that point, I was always the only black person in class, but my life became a challenge.
Yeah, so in school, yeah. So describe to me how was that like going into school and
When I came here, I'm gonna mess you up because no one could understand me. They put us in. They thought we was all retarded.
they put you like in a special class?
Yes, they thought we were retarded.
Was it
Because
only
I'm from
because
Mississippi.
you were from
I
the
talk so
South?
yeah, and we talk so fast, you don't hear nothing I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. And my brain at that have no idea that you can't understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. You know what you're saying, but you're like,
I
why
moved to
can't
Mississippi now, to my hometown. I don't understand nothing any of my people are saying. Nothing. It's
Yeah.
too fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But from Kruger,
adapted,
Mississippi,
yeah.
yes. So when I got here, they thought that I was that. So they had us in special classes.
Okay.
So, and at that point, my
How does that make
flaw,
you feel at that time? Like,
I didn't know I was different. But here's what made me know different. I was always treated bad. And the reason it started was the first treated bad was when I was born, I wasn't born in the hospital. So I was born with ringworms. So I had no pigment, no color until 6 months, until my parents was able to take me to the hospital and they found I had ringworms.
Okay.
That's when my pigment. So I had splotches on my face, across
Okay.
my body. If I take my shirt off, you see my back is a whole nother color than my.
Okay.
Because that's the one thing she didn't. There was a situation where she started fixing me because my parents didn't realize, because I wouldn't say nothing what was going on until it got out to them. And this was at this point when they heard about it. It had been going on for 3 years. So my nickname was Doodoo Face.
In
So
school?
yeah, so from 3rd grade, I was thinking from 3rd grade to 7th grade, I was just knowing myself as Doodoo Face because that's what they called me.
So there's a lot of bullying in school?
Yeah. So well, it gets worse. It didn't stop until that's why I went in the military. This part, because I always turn the other cheek.
Yeah, yeah.
My mom's a mother in the Pentecostal church. My dad's a deacon. All I know is cheek turning.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
ignore it.
Yeah, but they don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember that point, it gets worse. So when my mom found out, parents found out they was calling me Doodoo Face because there was the ringworm that had splotches.
Yeah.
So she started cocoa buttering me every day, and it started working. And my face started blending and everything. And
So was there more like white spots than dark?
splotches? It was like light spots all over.
Light spots.
Yeah, my back is completely. She never did my back, so my back looked like this.
Okay.
That's why my tattoos can be seen because my back you can see it look like a poster board.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you can see where she cocoa buttered me because it was
Trying to get like the main areas.
yeah. So basically, at that point, that's when I got run over by a car, and it ran over my stomach and both my legs, and they said I'd never walk again. He said it broke my femur,
How old were
everything.
you at the time?
I was like 9 then.
And you got ran over by a car?
One of them big old time battle tanks.
How did that happen?
Okay, you want that story?
Yeah.
I'm a good person, but I don't know why. But I got a coverage because you got to hear the whole story and not think I'm a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, because we were staying by my grandparents. It was in the south end of Peoria, the ghetto, because that's where we had to stay.
Yeah.
And I was really young, because I remember the little stories and everything. My mom would never let none of us ever go nowhere, and I'm the second oldest, but she'd never leave us out of her sight. Never, because there's bad things that happen. So finally, mom like, I'm gonna let me walk to my grandma's house. So I got to start doing that, and then from that I could walk to the bus to school. They'll get to school and back. Yeah. So when I was walking to the bus, there was this Doberman pincher that was in a fenced-in area, and I would always walk by it, and the Doberman just never would like me. I don't get it. Why don't you like me? You know, this dog. I think it's always a big giant Doberman. Yeah. So what I would do, I would get next to the fence right there. He can get in his nose. I would just mess with him, and I just kept doing. I don't know why. That's awful.
Hey, kids do that. No. I used to do that.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm saying, like, what's wrong with me? Right?
No.
This dog ain't never did nothing. I'm just messing. And I did this for months.
Yeah. So about one day.
One day. Not even a school day. Mom said you can go to grandma's. I'm like, ooh, I can go to grandma's. I go walking, do. Wasn't even gonna mess with the dog because I don't do it every day. Mm-hmm. Walk by, looked at the gate, it's wide open, right? And I'm looking right in front of that wide open gate is the big giant Doberman just standing there looking at me. Cool, looking at me like. And I remember looking, and I'm on the sidewalk, and I'm just looking at him. And my brain said, Remember all that? Remember one time you did it and his nose bled. I remember I saw it all that popped in my head. Because I was like, ooh, I even said, well, because his nose was bumping into the gate. All that flashed through my brain when I was looking at this dog.
And that dog, everything flashed on his brain too.
So I'm adding it all up, and I'm adding his up, and I'm sitting here like, I'm feeling myself to be more in the wrong here, right?
Yeah.
So I remember how I looked. I did it with just eye. Trying to see where I can go, right? Because he was just there. Not no little Doberman. This is a big Doberman. Huge. Okay. Yeah. So at that point, I'm fast. Oh yeah, I seen that parked car. I'm like, oh yeah.
You're on top of that car.
Got it, right. Because every time I did a little motion, he did this. I'm like, whoa.
He's like, I want you to run.
Whoa! I did the look. And when I put my foot back, he put it down.
Yeah.
I sat there.
He was challenging you. He was like, go ahead and run.
I was like, I got to catch him slipping. Bam, I took off running.
He took off running with you?
No, I didn't know. I was on so fast a sprint, I remember my body couldn't catch myself. You know that running was just,
You were like Flash.
Yes, I was, because that car was right there.
Yeah.
And I threw him off because he thought I was going to do something else, right? Because I needed every second. And I had distance. I'm telling you, it wasn't close. I'm like, oh, I'm got this car all day long.
Yeah.
When I got to the car, I remember what I was feeling. Yeah, I'm B2. And I'm getting ready to jump to the car. All of a sudden, I felt teeth in my butt. Remember, I'm still at dead spread. I felt those teeth. It was like when I was getting ready to jump on the hood of the car. And when I felt those teeth, I forgot to jump. Because I felt those teeth. So when I hit the car like this on the side, this is the hood. So I was trying to jump on the hood. So I hit the car on the side because I felt those teeth. And when I hit it, my face went bow. I remember I got that one. The dog got revenge on me all kinds of ways.
Oh,
I slapped my face. No, wait a minute. I slapped my face. I remember that's almost knocked me out. My face hit that car so fast, so hard. And when I hit, it made me slide clean across it. And when I slid across it, I did a real flip and went, boom, knocked all the air out of me. I landed on, that's how fast I was running.
Wow.
I was moving.
So you landed on the top of it?
No, I was running, moving, getting ready to jump. The dog teeth connected. I didn't jump, so I hit it like this. Face went down. From the face plant, flipped me over, bounced in the air, and bow. And I'm talking about, I remember that land, it was so hard that all my air went, whoa. And I'm laying in the street, right? And you know what I'm doing? Because I'm on the other side of the tire of that car. So my eye is looking, because I know he's coming around to get all of me, right? And I'm looking, I'm like, oh God, because I still can't catch my breath yet. Because he just not, I'm talking about, it was a slam.
Yeah.
Because I was moving so hard. And at that point, and the house is on the corner. That car was right there. The gate was right here. And I ran to try to get away and got to get on the hood. But somehow, the dog was way over here. Because remember, I was closer. That's why I got the distance. But he got me. So at that point, when I landed in the street, there was an alley coming around here. And when I heard a car, I could hear it flying. It wasn't just driving. That's why I heard it coming out the alley, spinning out. That's why I didn't have no chance. Because if it was going normal, no way in heck would have got me. But at that point, I remember looking for the dog. Now, what's that sound? Looking for the dog, but I still can't get up yet. Because I'm metal. Yeah. So at that point, then I saw this big giant, those big giant battle tank cars that been wobbling when they, look like a Chevy, big giant old school Chevy, giant boat car.
Yes.
That's why I remember seeing that boat car wobbling and spinning out through the alley. But at first, he didn't see me.
He couldn't see you.
No. Then I saw the guy looking down at me because he seen my man on the ground. He saw me at the last second. And when he saw me, he was speeding from the alley way too fast. And at that point, his front tires ran over my stomach. Okay, so I'm looking at, and I blacked out. When I saw that, because I'm looking at the car coming in, I'm like, oh, shoot. I can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
See the tires coming at me. Bam, the tires ran over my stomach right here. The first tire. The second tire ran over both this and fractured my femur, so that's why I got the aluminum alloy femur thing. Okay. So the second, and that's all these scars from fixing my knee. But
so after the car ran over you, did the dog?
No, wait. After he ran over me, he was gonna hit and run. But people ran out and saw it. They saw me. Yeah, they saw it and they ran out and the guy stopped. Okay. That's the only reason he stopped and came back, because everyone saw it and ran out. He just ran this kid down, right? Because they saw me trying to get away from the dog. Right? So at that point,
movie scene, holy.
Yeah, so and at that point, I remember I was out, and I remember waking up. When I woke up, here's what it looks like. I was laying there, and everybody was grayed out, and I was laying in the middle of the street. And when I was looking, there was people all around me, but they were grayed out and real skinny and long. So I'm looking up, and I couldn't hear it. Everything sounded like woo, woo. That's all I could hear. Woo, 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 woo. I hear that. Then one leaned down. When it leaned down, all of a sudden I saw it was my grandmother.
You saw her face?
Yeah, because it was coming into focus, but it was real skinny. And then all of a sudden, when she touched me, the electricity went through my entire, because I didn't feel nothing. All of electricity shot through my whole body. And I was like, and everything came clear. And everybody was clear. Wow. And at that point, I looked, and I'm like, I'm trying to, they hold me down. I looked, and I saw this leg over here, and I saw this leg over there. And I was like, trying to grab this, and like, that's gotta go. They's trying to hold my hand down. I'm like, man, that ain't normal. This don't supposed to be right here going that way.
And you're what, 12 at the time?
No, I was like 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, man, put that back, right? And it gets worse. My uncle came out, and I was laying in the street because no ambulance. He came and picked me up out of the street and took me in the house. After that, carried me into the house. He carried me in. So I was on the couch when the ambulance showed up. So I'm sitting there just freaking out. They freaking out when they saw my legs, because they had to keep it in the direction. And at that point, I've been wide awake The pain was real. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got in that ambulance, that's when they said, I heard them say it, do not let him go to sleep. But that's when, out of the blue, I was so sleepy.
And you were in the ambulance at the time?
Yeah, I was so sleepy, and I couldn't help. Every time I go to sleep, my mom would slap me hard.
Yeah.
I remember she kept slapping me, and I kept going to sleep, slapping me, waking me up the whole way to the hospital. When they got me to the hospital, I remember then they got me on the machine, and that's when they said my mom came in and had to tell me. She said, son, they say they can't get you to go to sleep. Because when they put that thing on my face, God kicked in my life. I know what's going on. If I go to sleep, I'm never gonna wake up again. I fought then.
You didn't at that point you didn't want to go to sleep.
Right, that's crazy, huh? Because I can go from, dude, I'm telling you how nothing makes sense. Okay. So they couldn't put me to sleep. Then when they put me to sleep, they had put me in this kind of coma and all that stuff. I remember I woke up. It took my mom to keep talking. Finally, I was nowhere. I remember I was nowhere. And they said I was talking. They were there. I don't remember none of that. Yeah, because they had me drugs. I don't remember nothing. I just remember that one time that finally my mom was talking and everything was white and I couldn't see nobody. And I could hear her. I'm like, oh, I could hear mom. I could hear mom. Because my mom, with all of us having to, my mom never leaves your side.
Yeah.
My mom's a mother in Pentecost. All of us,
She's right there.
They changed their life completely up. So so I'm laying there, and then finally my mom talking, and she talking. I was like, I hear you, mom. I hear you, but I couldn't find her. I couldn't find nobody. I was like, yeah. And from that, all of a sudden, my vision started coming back and things because I wasn't there. It's like I was somewhere else. If my mother wasn't talking, I don't think I was in it, and I didn't know. You don't know you're in that dust, and you stay there. Yeah, that's why I was at. I was somewhere that I didn't even know I was in it.
Yeah.
It feels like years go by for y'all. It's seconds where I was at. I get that. I had to live it. Okay. Because I know that's why people don't come out. It feels like it's a
out
second.
of the comas, yeah.
They don't. It only feels like it's seconds.
Yeah.
Time frame is going different from where I'm at. I'm not here.
So the fact that your mom was there speaking to you, that kept you out.
I kept hearing it systematically forever. Then all of a sudden I could hear more of it, but I wasn't noticing that I was hearing it until I noticed I was hearing it. And I came right out. She said, "Yeah, you just came right up out of it." Like, wow, mom, I hear you. And then she's like, "What the?" Everybody, what the? That's how she said, because it's like, yeah. And then I was like, completely. That's when I was like, oh my God, there was a blanket. So all I saw, I thought I was blind, because all I saw was white. That's why I couldn't figure nothing out. That's because they had a blanket from here on me, covering everything up. So at that point, that's when things started to come back. Oh my God, I ain't got no legs, no nothing.
So
that's what I'm thinking, right?
When you woke up, though, did you remember what had happened while you were there?
First night, I just remember, Mom, will you please? I'm like, I bet you just gonna keep saying my name over. I hear you, Mom. You know, I'm thinking like I'm in. Oh, wow, Mom, because I got a good mom, but wow, come on, she nagged me up out of that. Yeah. So at that point, that's when I saw that and realized where I am, and I'm smelling the hospital smell and all that, and then I saw that I'm in a blanket. I freaked out. So I freaked out, and they grabbed my hand again. I was like, oh God, I'm ready for this. So when they moved the blanket, I thought I was gonna have no legs or nothing, but I was like, oh. What I saw was me in with a cast with one leg like this and one leg way over here, cast down to these toes, all the way up to here, and a pamper I was wearing because that's why I had to wear pampers, you know.
And you couldn't feel a thing at that point.
No, I had a body cast on. So and at that point, like I got my legs, so I could see I saw my toes.
Okay.
Oh,
so you're like,
oh,
that's a good start.
Yeah, God is good. God is good. So at that point, they told me that there's no rehabilitation for a person like me.
When they told you that there's a chance that you're not gonna be able to walk again, how did that make you feel?
Right when I woke up, I found out about it. My mom said that there's no chance that you walk again.
So wow, that's amazing. Look at you now.
But they decided that in Peoria there was going to be they tried 3 times with the knee surgery that they did with me. It's never worked. I'm the first person that has ever worked. And Peoria, Illinois is a major hospital.
Yeah.
So they asked my mom, since I'm not going to walk again, would they mind them test this out, because he's not going to walk right again ever.
Wow.
So there's metal bolts and everything in my leg. That's what the holes are. And boom. And when I came out that cast, I remember when they cut the cast off of me, I saw the tire tread on my skin. Yeah, because remember I had got run over. They was in my embedded, and it was the tire tread. That's how I knew it ran over my stomach, because I'm looking at a tire across my whole front. And he grabbed it and peeled it off, and it was that thick, and all my skin came off. Because the body cast, all my skin, I had brand new, beautiful skin. But my entire body from having the cast on for like 7 months. So, and that it came off like a plate, and it was all the tire tread.
So from there on, recovery, how was that? Like, what kept you
there was
fighting to
no,
recover?
wait till you, here we go down. There was no, they had no, nothing for me. I went home and I was on a body cast that I would be, I couldn't get nobody. I would scream. No one would hear it because mom done had to work and everything. I would like, I would have to pee on myself because I couldn't get no one. I would get balloons and I would have to pee in the balloons
No.
because I had no way to, dude, I'm in a body
Did you
cast.
throw the balloons at anybody or not?
No, I'm not like, I was embarrassed. I've lived a whole life of embarrassment. And they wouldn't, but I would, it's just embarrassment. I'm like, so at that point, I remember I wiggled in that cast. And that's how they said I started the recovery because at that point, I ain't peeing on myself no more.
Mm.
So I just started wiggling in that metal. That's metal. Oh, yeah. Until I broke it off the cast. And then at that point, they couldn't tell. No one could tell. So then I would get up in the middle of the night and be wobbling myself in the cast until I finally was able to walk. And I was walking everywhere. And I was in that cast going everywhere. And my mom,
And this is after surgery or before?
this is after all that.
After the surgery.
Surgeries, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in this cast, just broke it all through the night. Just I'm getting it on. I'm gonna go pee. I can pee. I figured it all out.
On your own.
Because I don't sleep much anyway, so I'm figuring it all out.
Oh,
And that's when mom then finally caught me. I was like, oh, I'm going to jail. Mom, they're gonna kill me because they I wasn't supposed to be out of that thing.
They told you to stay.
I'm supposed to always be in that thing, but I was taking off them. Gone.
You were like Forrest Gump.
Like
and everything started breaking off.
So now at that point, when I had they took that boat out. That felt like that was a pain. That big giant metal boat that they had to pull out of there with all the guts was on it.
No.
And my dad had to hold me down because that was some pain. Them pulling those things out. But at that point, they said, "Look, you never walk again because this foot is size 12. This is 11 and a half.
Okay.
This leg is longer than that leg. This leg is longer than that leg, but you can't really tell because it's such a little amount.
Okay.
Okay. And this leg is twice as strong as this leg. My real leg, the weak leg, is twice as strong. But what they did with surgery made it double stronger than this one. That's how the military, and I got, because all of a sudden I was handicapped. They say, you're never going to walk again, right? Because I had to walk like this. And I couldn't stop it.
Toes?
Yeah, on one foot, and there's nobody saying because it was fused. I was fused. I couldn't change it. I couldn't. And every time my mom would make me, because my mom would make me put my foot down, and then she would make me try to walk. And if I did it, it would be so much pain and barely move. But then here's how she got me to doing it. I naturally went right back to the bad walking. My mom would be behind me. I never knew. And she would, you know what you did to hurt his neck that day? He hit your neck real hard. My mom would do it to me.
While you were walking?
Yeah. Walk straight. I'm like,
you're like, oh, let me
what
put this.
What was that about? Mom don't hit you? Mom, that's mama. She hit me so hard. I'm like, walk, and then I would never catch her. When she would, how did she be getting behind me and bow? And I kept, and then it was to the point that she was catching me slipping so much to everywhere I was going, I was thinking mom was catching me. And it went, I was in school thinking that she was gonna catch me. Yeah, I mean, I'm walking straight, and it hurt, I'm walking straight. And then I remember for 2 years, but no, it was a year, over a year. There was this super big guy. He was about 400 pounds. And they would make us have to always run around the parking lot for gym, and then you can go in.
Yeah.
And it's a long, I would say it's about a couple of blocks. I would say that for the entire year, I was so far in the last that the big person was gone and on it. Yeah, that's how slow I was because I'm so handicapped. And they all talked about, you wouldn't believe how bad I was talking about my handicap. See, it just never stopped. And it went for me one day, I couldn't believe it. I beat the big 400-pound guy.
You beat him up?
I beat him.
In the race.
The whole thing. And this person, everybody been gone. He's so big, 400-something pounds.
Yeah.
I finally, after a whole year, and I was like, I didn't come in last because all I know is last. And from that point, I'm like, I will make sure I didn't. Then all of a sudden, I beat 2 people. Then all of a sudden, I beat 3 people. Then all of a sudden, I beat all of them. But then I started running cross country and was coming in first, second, and third.
Oh, so your speed came back after that Doberman.
Yes, it's like, oh my God, I had the motivation. I'm saying I wasn't last no more. And I'm always alone. No one supported me. People don't support you. All the kids, they was all just mean. Everybody was just mean. And then from that, I went to high school. Normally I was good in school. But when I went to high school, we begged my parents to let us go to a black school because I'm tired of being the only black guy in class.
And this is still in Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay.
My parents had made money and took us out and taken care of it because they did it on their own. They got us
there. Yeah.
So at this point, we're in a neighborhood where we're the only black family in the entire neighborhood off the Illinois River. I have a block off the Illinois River. It's kind of a ghetto now, but it wasn't then.
Yeah.
So
you guys eventually moved to all black neighborhood?
All white neighborhood, and we was the only black family.
Well, this is in
Peoria.
high school now.
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, my parents wasn't doing nothing. They were doing nothing but working and education and
Oh, so like
life together.
elementary and middle school, that was you were in a black neighborhood in Illinois?
Small, but then when I got about seventh grade, that's when my dad was able to we got a new car. All the showroom, instead of having the car with the floor out that you can see the highway on the ground.
Oh,
Our car,
okay.
we used to have,
Okay.
if you put your foot on the ground, it'd be on the ground. So you have to make sure no one's sitting there because
Oh,
yeah.
I see what you're saying. There was a hole in the car.
Yeah.
Oh
And-
man, yeah, a little Flintstone vibe. It's all right.
No, it gets worse. My dad had the big wheels on the back and the little wheels on the front.
No way.
All right. You don't want it. He had the wheelie bars because you needed it, or the front end.
Oh yeah, it'll take.
My dad's true Mississippi.
Hey,
My dad is whiskey running Mississippi.
Gotcha.
Told you country.
Yeah.
So he still he still had loving some country in him.
Yeah.
So at that point, high school, I was picked on because I kind of held on to my virtue because I promised my mom. So I was always the fun, but I didn't get offended. Even in the Army, I was the only virgin. You know, I'm ashamed. Okay, so every girl I ever dated, my friend would sleep with them. Everyone. Because every girl,
Purposely?
because they know that I'm not gonna sleep with the girls. No.
Do it. So yeah.
So every girl to high school. That's how I'm looking.
Test drive.
And then finally you wouldn't be that friend. The friends have some balls.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, that's fine. You can curse.
I don't really like the whole into that. But,
Good.
But
that's not a real friend then.
So are you feeling me? This is what I had.
Absolutely.
But that's why I'm not dumb enough to not know that I need something to make me not be an outcast. I couldn't be an outcast because what happened, nobody really liked me because I wasn't playing the game.
Yeah.
I was the only black guy that knew how to swim. I'm like, why would you all go in the swimming pool? So swimming, I'm out there doing flips.
Okay.
You're like, who is you? You ain't black. What? Is it because I like to go out there?
That was a stereotype back then too. That black people couldn't swim.
It's not stereotype. It's true.
Oh, you guys can't?
Yes. What the hell? I'm black. Dude, you trying to tell me my life was a lie? They called me all kinds of Uncle Tom because I could do a backflip. I was Uncle Tom.
How to swim?
Because my dad's like, my parents let us, all my parents do is spend time with us. Not like them, they do whatever. My parents was there looking at us doing this all the time. I'm like, Dad, can I get some air? Nope. If I'm not at work, I'm looking at y'all, making sure y'all acting right. So family time, all family time. We're going on vacation 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
All of us got 50-inch screen TVs in our room. You know, y'all ain't no cotton field no more.
Yeah.
You know, none of that.
Okay.
So yeah, I come from, my dad was like, there was nothing that we wouldn't ask for that we didn't have. I had everything.
Oh,
and we all was working. So I had like 20, 30 grand that I saved up because I was doing lawns and everything, not like everybody else going and trying to mess with girls.
Yeah.
No, I was out
locked in, yeah.
Yeah, had 2 jobs when I was in high school. You know, I was doing all that and still being bullied because I would tell the girls all the things the guys would be saying. Because I saw that this is wrong. And I would tell them, y'all bogus. I'm like, y'all weak. That ain't game when you try to use alcohol. And that's how I tried
to lure the women in. Yeah.
I was like, y'all weak. But then they would beat me. I was getting beat up all the time because I was little, real little. I was like 100 pounds, 6'2". So they beat me up bad. I used to get beat up bad because I see them mess with something, I say something. I remember they were talking crazy. Well, look, you wore the same outfit 2 times this week. You talking about me? I don't wear the same outfit for 2 months because you know what? I got some money. I'll get them, and that might beat me up. I'll get them, but I get them.
And the black kids will beat you up too, or
it was only the blacks.
Oh, the white kids didn't beat you up?
No.
What? I'm so confused. I would think it's the opposite. No.
Well, I wasn't playing the game. I didn't know how to play basketball. Every time they picked me because I was tall, the basketball would get stuck in the thing, and then the white guy would take the basketball from me when I'm trying to dribble. The little white guy.
You weren't athletic in that aspect
at all. And I'm like, look what do you want me to do? He's fast, and I double dribbled at the stop. I'm like,
you just didn't have it.
And then the guy would touch me. I'm like, hey, keep your friggin' hands so close. I'm like, I like women. I like girls. I get what y'all saying, but y'all don't get. This is way too much touchy. Y'all too touchy. And I ain't even had a girl yet, and y'all too touchy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, you're still touchy like this with guys? Yeah. You're supposed to grow up right around 12.
Gotta relax, yeah.
So then I'm the odd one, but then I hung out with everybody though. I hung out with the golf. I hung out with everything.
Okay.
Everybody. So I did have some blacks, but and all the real people that was important that had smart, they liked me. It was the dumb ones. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the ones that all about sport, don't want to do nothing but school because I was enriched everything. My mom done made me. I was embarrassed right off bat because mom and dad went to school and signed up for my class while everybody else was just students. I'm sitting there reporting. And the school knew that even though I was in band, every school event from Tuesday and Fridays, I don't go to because there was church nights. So
right.
so entire I went my senior year. I thought since I was so famous and everything, because I was the most I was the most senior book. I'm the most whatever they call it. And even though I told you, everyone in school knew who I was because I
Yeah.
hung with everybody because that's what I do. I love everybody. I've always done this all my life. I don't believe if I see somebody, oh no, I'm going to sit there because there ain't no such thing as loneliness. I know what it feels like to be always.
Yeah.
And even though they picking on me now, I'm still talking mess. I be talking mess and just getting punched in the stomach. Yeah, dude, they be punching me hard. One time,
You must have got numb to getting beat up then. After
no, I never. It was hurt. No, it was hurt. They were hurt. It was hurt. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, dude, it hurt. One time they hurt me so bad because I wouldn't push the penny across the band room floor with my nose because the juniors and seniors says it's tradition that all freshmen do it. I said, well, guess what, y'all, the whole band room, I'm the guy to tell y'all can change that tradition today because we're not pushing no pennies with our nose for nobody.
And they beat
And
you
at
up?
that point, everybody did it, and it was my turn. I wouldn't do it. And I'm like, you're going to have to kill me before I bow. I come from freaking Cottonfield. You think I'm a freaking bow? I don't bow. I don't care how much you hate me. I don't bow. You know what I'm saying? And he took me and put my arm behind my back in front of the whole 200 people in the band, lifted me because I was so little, lifted me up in the air with my arm behind my back, carried me across the whole band floor, and I could feel my bones and everything popping, because he was killing me. And he carried me all across the band room floor and dumped me into the garbage dumpster. And at that point, that's when the band teacher came in. They had to help me out because I couldn't move my arm. It was like 2 to 3 months before I was able to make my fingers work right. But I never told nobody. And then at that point, I lifted. I was a freshman because the guy was a junior. He did that to me. I lifted for 14 and a half months, 7 days a week, and for a whole year, all through the summer and everything. Came back, and then he was always picking on me all the time. And I waited till almost at the end of that year before he can go, and I broke him. I broke everybody that always picked on me. I went through that school and whooped every single one of them. I'm sorry, I guess I couldn't take it no more. No one would ever leave me alone.
Yeah.
And at that
You gotta
point,
show.
and then at that point, I'm not doing. I like to see a nice person I am. Next day, the next guy came up. Well, I heard what you did, so I snatched him by his neck because they didn't know I'd been lifting for a year and a half. I just snatched him and threw him on the wall, lock like that, in front of everybody. And at that point, no one ever.
See, that's what I'm saying. You got to show somebody
I
the whole school that
it.
you can do it.
I didn't like
I
it.
know it probably
Yeah.
didn't make you feel good,
No,
but
but see, at that point, and I even said it. I said, I was pushing him. I said, I will never let none of y'all do this to me ever again. And at that point, I changed my life of wanting to do everything to go in the army. I said, I'm tired of everybody wanting to pick on me because I don't want to do nothing back but try to be what my mom and dad, because I like what they're saying.
Yeah.
But no one wants, they don't want to hear it. So at that point, I went to the military just
so
to learn as a scout.
So where was the introduction to the military? Was there like a recruit that went to the school, or what got
I
you
went behind my mom and dad back because I was that guy, that student that you're only supposed to have 3 college visits.
Yeah.
I had 11 because the school wouldn't say no to anything I would do because I was a perfect student. I was teacher pet every teacher from 2nd grade on. I love my teachers. I sit in the front. I listen because why? Everybody's always picking on me, so I have to go where I'm not being picked on, which means pick on me, but at least
behind you.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So at that point, I had no clue. I was going to college. I was going to Northern University.
Okay.
So at that point, I went and caught my mom's sleep. I said, Mom, can you sign my paperwork for Northern? She's like, okay. And she signed it. It was my Army paperwork. When you get in the Army, I never said nothing to them. And for 9 months, I kept it here and they were going all that. And then I qualified the highest score that's ever been in history because I'm not no dummy. So at that point, I could be anything. They wanted me to be an Army data processor. I said, no, I want to fight. I need to learn. I said, all I care about fight. I said, fight. They said, then you want you need to be a scout because you got to be dang your genius level because you can be a tank of any kind of grade, but you got to have that 111.
Yeah.
That's a score you got to get just to become a scout.
Okay.
So boom, I'm like went in the Army. I was like, oh my goodness, went to basic training, talking mess with it. I said it. I'm going to be that guy that they do all the through because I need to be as tough as I can be.
But
I went in
question,
there.
so going into the Army, did they know that you had like that handicap issue?
How was that when I got all my medals from cross country?
So they saw all.
Yeah.
But did they know?
They saw it was they saw that it's
So they were
twice as
shocked.
strong. Yeah, I'm looking like, man, this is the leg that keeps making me win. Whatever they did is stronger. It is always been strong. This is the knee. If I get in a fight, you don't want me to bring this one to you. You don't want this one in your kidney.
Yeah. Got you.
Because I can push it all the way through your soul. Because it
Yeah,
doesn't. Yeah, I'm like, this one's the bomb. I'm like,
that's the one.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all, that's my leg. That's my leg I go
That's
to.
stronger than Santa's laugh.
Yeah, this is my leg. Okay,
So, all right, so how was basic training? Was it severe? Because I've heard stories of like the army and
back in when
how
I
was
went
it?
in, it's 1989 before the sensitive
I was
Army Act
born.
came out.
Hmm.
Okay, when I went in, my platoon was 3,000. When I graduated, it was 200.
Wow. So a lot of people couldn't
And
make it.
wait. And here's the worst thing about it. You're supposed to be going basic and advanced training. As a scout, you're supposed to get the basic, which is 3 months, and advanced training, which is 3 months. You get to go home to your family. Every Army thing, if there's not one that doesn't do that, but guess the one that does break that rule. Scouts have no rules. When you come into basic training as a scout, every rule's out the window. Most people are going to be medicaled out. I remember the first day I got off the bus, at least 10 people were medicaled out and never could come back because they completely. It's it's the hardest hard that you can imagine. There's nothing on TV that can tell you how hard my first day in basic was.
Can you give me a little walkthrough? Paint me
I'm
this
on a
picture.
bus and everything's all beautiful and roses. All of us with our
All the
these two big,
recruits.
yeah, with these two big giant bags, green bags. They got all the army uniforms in, and we still in our civilians, right?
And you guys
And they got our hair and everything. I got look, my hair down to here, so I'm just pretty. Cause my mom, you see, my mom keeps us
yeah.
whipped, so I'm just no naive. We just
Going
some
in there with
young
that
little
lace
kids
front.
on the bus. All of this, like, yeah, we free. I'm like, no more church, no more.
Yeah.
I really was like church. I love church though, but
Yeah.
my mind was like church 5 to 7 days a week. What? No more. I could go one a week. That's party time. I know it's wrong, but I was young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I wanted to know what the world was like. I only know church music. I ain't even got to see worldly music yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So at that point, that bus, I heard this dude that was like 8,000 feet tall. I swear, I ain't to this day, I ain't never seen somebody so big. The dude had to be at least 7'2", 7'3".
Mm-hmm.
Got on that bus. We felt all of us on. We felt the bus rock. And he went to cussing us out like, and not just telling us to get the bus. When people was getting there, he was grabbing them and throwing them. They were falling all in the gravel. I'm talking soldiers. Look, I'm bleeding from getting thrown in the gravel.
Oh wow.
Put those bags on. One on the front, one on the back. And then we was like, okay, we go to the bunk. We're going to the barracks. We saw the barracks was right there.
Yeah.
They went this way. And 10 miles later, when we did the whole installation, all the people that dropped out and everything, right back there, that's when we walked into the barracks. I'm
So at
talking,
that point, you're like,
they
whoa.
dog. I'm looking, my body ain't ready for none of this. I'm like, there's like 20 of them out there.
Shouting at you guys?
Yeah, just yelling and pushing and shit. Physical. So I ain't, no one told us about the physical stuff.
So all you guys were shocked at that point.
Totally. Some like, right, this isn't me.
Did
I was like,
did anybody at that moment say, I'm leaving, I can't do this?
I said that.
Yeah.
This isn't me. What the?
Were you allowed to leave at that point?
No.
Oh, you're fucked.
No. Just scared. I'm sorry, all of us, not one of us wasn't. You can't not be. This was freaking crazy. That's how basically what's out. That's how
I feel like they do that to create
you gotta
a monster. They gotta
you gotta
change
weed
you.
out the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, and from that point on, 7 days a week of torture. There's no time off. You go to bed at 10 at night, and you're up at 3:30 in the morning, and you pull, and throughout the night, everybody pulls 2 CQs. So there's no day, that whole 6 months, there was not one day that anyone got past 4 hours of sleep ever. It's never allowed. Scouts don't sleep. So everybody that can't do that, you're gonna even, do you ever see me sleep? Scouts don't sleep. I sleep when I'm awake. When I'm sleeping, I'm awake. I can tell you everything because it's how hard the train is.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm so little, so everybody else was always on some kind of a thing. But the regiment that Army had was, when he goes in the mess hall, because they know what I am, he has to eat all the sugar, all the food, everything he can. So everybody just be mad because I'll be in there Kool-Aid and up soda, get just crushed, and the drill sergeant just sitting there. I swear to you, I would say, out of 7 meals in a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. After you go eat breakfast, they take you out on this big giant field in the middle of all the barracks, big field, and it's bald. There's no grass out there no more because we done rubbed it off with our face, low calling. And they put you out there and they drill you after every breakfast, lunch, and dinner for an hour and a half until 2/3 of us throw up.
And what are
Until 2/3 throw up, we don't stop.
What are some of these basic drills or the daily drills you guys were doing?
The push-up, sit-up, everything. You can't even start naming them. The low crawl is the killer because you got
like literally crawling your
with your
body
head
to the ground.
and you're dragging it across the ground. That's why there's no sand, because that's how we low crawl. We low crawl. Low crawl is real low crawl. Y'all don't know what low crawl is.
Mm.
That's how we sneak. A scout can sneak up on you from you never seen no movement. We moving, you just don't see it. We move to. Well, I guess people train off of us because we sniper all that stuff, you know. So we used to take them out in Desert Storm. We took all those out, the Rangers. We used to take them out to their spot so we can keep them safe, so they can get to their place, you know.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And at this point, where were you stationed at?
I was in Fort Riley, Kansas.
Okay.
My first duty station. I'm the big red one. Fortunately, I guess I went to the because I'm a scout. Went to the best war unit on the planet,
Okay.
Fort Riley, Kansas. And then boom, and went to war while I was there.
So
I didn't see that coming.
How long were you there until you were like they were like, okay, we have to go to war?
90, almost a year.
So you're in. You're like, and what was the war that you went to?
Desert Shield and Desert Storm. And then after that, it's just been all kinds of stuff. Nothing could touch that because nothing that we've ever had or ever have can touch the amount of death that I seen. Yeah. No.
So yeah, give me some knowledge onto this war then. So where was it, and how long was this war?
Well, I remember when we found out about it and they told us and they pulled us all in there. And I'm not making this up. Every scout that went to Desert Storm would tell you. Everything I say is that because we all was there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we didn't know what was going on. They came to us. They said, "Hey, everybody, this is out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
All you guys, you can all leave today. This is out of Army. You guys, we're giving you 30 days to go say goodbye to your families."
Okay.
That's how this came. This is hearing anything about war, anything. We're going to give you 30 days. It's starting after you leave here. You can go. We ain't worried. Here's what he said. We don't care nothing about the paperwork. We're not even, and this is real, we're not even putting in that you guys are doing it. We expect you guys back in 30 days because, you know, automatically going to war, 99% of scouts never come back.
They said that to you?
This, you know, you don't have to say that. I know that's what a scout is. I'm doing it to train, not to be it.
How many of you guys?
Yeah.
About 300 you guys?
And that section, it was all of them for that entire military. This was a combat post. It was all of us.
Everybody was going to war.
Yes, they was like, and they even brought, you know, that means 99% of y'all not coming back. That's why. Go home. Gave us, and wait. All of us, I remember all of us drained out every bank account. I went home with stacks of hundreds.
To your family?
I was handing out to everybody, strangers, for the whole 30 days. I was handing out nothing but handing out $100 to everybody because I knew I was dead.
Now,
We all knew we were dead.
Were you like scared at that point? Or you were trained so much that like, I'm going.
Ain't no coward.
Yeah.
Dude, all I
at that point, they done created you guys could be like
for the bus all day. I'm like, I'm going out like
kind of excited to go.
No, it's not exciting.
No?
It's not exciting. I'm gonna be dead, dude.
Oh,
so that's the opposite of exciting. My life's over. Yeah. So
and where was this war? Where?
Desert Storm, Iraq, Iran.
We on that side.
I can explain. We flew into Iran, and for I would say 3.5 months, we was on a berm. It's a long, but this is
yeah.
I was there. I'm like, we didn't have to. When scouts go somewhere, it's too late. All this war that was going on, I'm still we was all in the United States. It got nothing to do with us.
Oh,
all that war. Yeah, it was all war. That's all.
There was no point for you guys to go out there
because it's all girl stuff. A scout job is to find who to kill. That's the real deal. When a scout hit the ground, we find you.
Okay. So you had like a designated person or
all of us? Saddam. We caught him. Gene asked about that. Yeah, we caught him. I was there when I told you the most death I saw was killing his soldiers. That's the most death I ever seen in my life because we was killing all those people. But it's just
so. All right. Let's step back a little. Okay. So you get out there, right? You guys are what? Set up in some type of camp?
No, we was in Cobalt Towers. When I got there, I was impressed. I'm looking, I'm like,
it's like a nice
there's
building?
a whole freaking city that the military built, of concrete building, skyscrapers.
So we were allowed to go out there and build
the Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Them people, them people. They money is strong, long. Yeah, but what we was doing? Oh yeah, I'm looking like it wasn't like 1 or 2 buildings. It was like 50 to 100. Oh, these big giant buildings that make these buildings look bad. So I'm looking, but they all complete concrete color. Because they, you know, and then streets and everything. And I remember, no man, you need to know how it started before I even got there. I'm like, dude, it's all I remember when I was home and it was time for me to come back, you know what I said?
Mm.
Nobody's gonna show back up, but I gotta. And I'm doing the driving at 11 hours to get back, right? And when I got there, every single soldier showed up.
Mhm.
Zero went AWOL. We had 0 AWOLs on the whole military post. Zero. Everybody was there. And I remember at that point we had like a week that there was all the stuff we was preparing, the equipment, Bradley tanks, because we're in Bradleys. And at that point we was regular Bradleys, A2s. Then we got Bradley up armored, which means it had we up armored with the plates. We went to paint them the tarp color, that brown sand color. We was doing all that, and really no training because we were all trained up.
Yeah.
So at that point, I remember the day we were supposed to be leaving. That's when all of a sudden the post went dark, and that's freaky. The post went dark, and then that's when everything, they stopped the entire highways everywhere. It was the crazy.
When you guys were transporting over there?
This had my heart. I know it's over.
It's about to go down.
We over. We all like, we is done. We is so toast. Because for these 40 straight miles till we got to the airport, there was nothing but police cars lined up, lined up. There can't be that much in this country. And on both sides saluting goodbye to us. Because we ain't coming back. Yeah. Because when they didn't do it with all the others, they only did it with the units that are not people like a tanker. Come back. They're a tanker, a scout. My job is to go out, and one person left. That's when we find it. If you can't find them, there'll be only one person left. It goes back. That one person go back. Now all of them go back. That's why in every war, only one scout has ever came back from any mission ever. That's why would this war be different? You know what I'm saying? This war, 90-something% of us came back.
Wow.
But that's a whole planetary another subject for me to explain that I wouldn't have known until I was there.
Yeah. So you finally get there now.
Yeah, and what happens? We got our weapons, and we got live ammo, everything, can grenade, all that. And we getting on a plane. Now, I promise you, I don't, because everything's blurry from that point on because it's so scary that I'm young.
You try to block some of it out.
Yeah, so everything gets blurry because it's so much. I remember when we was getting on this plane, I didn't know that airplanes exist that had 1, 2, 3, 4 levels in it that would fit thousands and thousands of soldiers. To this day, I still don't see them. I know they must exist,
I've never even seen that.
So when we got in this airplane, I'm still freaking out how this airplane is so big. That's the first thing I know. I'm like, it's a civilian, it ain't military, it's a civilian thing. I'm like, so that's the first thing my mind couldn't focus really off of. And then at that point, when we was flying, I know where we was going. I went to school, so I know Iraq. It's right there.
Yeah, it's not too far.
Right there.
Yeah. Arm's reach.
Right there. All of us, because all scouts, we're all super educated. You gotta be super. So knowing that we got like about 4 or 5 hour flight, 6, 24 hours later, when we're still in the air, because we all wondering why we flying the wrong way.
Whoa, wait. You guys were in there for how long?
Like 20-something hours.
What? So where'd you guys go?
Things that need to be explained. We didn't go the way that I've always noticed that why don't no one ever fly this way? Why we always fly all the way around? Why can't we? What's over here? There's something going on.
Let me ask you something.
There's something going on that we don't get to know, right?
A little off topic, real quick.
Look at the map. You see, that ain't been funny. We was noticing this on the flight to war. That we was asking, no one would give us an answer. Why are we flying all the way around?
A little off topic, but for you, with your experience, do you think that the Earth is flat or round? Serious question.
I go with the Bible.
The Bible does say the Earth is flat.
Well, I'm gonna go with the Bible.
And it is a firmament above us.
I'm going with the Bible.
Okay, touche. All right, so now back to the story. You guys flew.
I like to throw hints. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. My viewers will pick that up. My viewers will pick up those crumbs. Trust me, because I'm a flat earther.
Why do we?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
So you guys went
and all the soldiers that we was on that plane, those soldiers need to tell me why that plane was so big.
Yeah.
I know I was young, but I was scared. Yeah. So I'm wondering.
So you knew something was off about that situation.
Everything. I can keep offering you forever. Yeah. I wrote about some of it because I'm not things I could talk about. Yeah. These are things I could talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, see here. Where was I at?
So you guys flew the opposite way. You were like, okay, that's
Yeah, okay, right. I know we had to stop, so we all sitting there like, come on now. Who goes all the way to Egypt? This Egypt way we sitting here. This is what is going on? And now I was like, you know what? All this crap, like, because I don't listen to crap that people say about no. I'm like, this no-fly zone thing is real. If by living it, I know it's real.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't gonna send me to war and send me on the other side of the planet.
Mm.
So to this day, I just wish that but to think if I had the money, oh, I would know some things.
Yeah.
I've always said, this is just me. I'm a weird person. Every time I see falling stars and everything, I always think that that's something we're out there because it's so far chipping away at.
Mm.
And those are pieces of what we're trying to do something. Because I heard there's a space station. I don't know it.
Yeah.
I love that y'all believe all these things. Because
Yeah.
I love the way I always watch everything go into space and how it just has to go into space and just go.
It comes back down. Yeah.
But it's on in space, but just go.
Yeah.
And everybody's just so cool with that.
Brother-in-law,
I'm crazy. I'm
yeah,
crazy.
My brother-in-law worked at SpaceX, like launching spaceships out,
Mhm.
and he says that they never actually leave Earth. That they just literally go like this, come back around, and then just land back. I'm like, so
You don't.
it's so many questions, and I'm like,
Why?
but he's a glober. Like he believes in a like we're on a globe, and I'm like, why do you believe that? Like I don't even believe we landed on the moon. But that's another story.
Right.
That's another story. That's another story. Listen,
Some widows.
listen. I'm a music video director, so I was on stage.
Here's I've never been since I was a little kid. I can't see how the reason I'm this way is I can never understand why. Because I've been the way I am and never let people beat me down mentally or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't understand why following is so attractive. Being a follower.
Yeah,
I'm a person that's only
exactly.
interested in something that I've seen. You want to catch my attention? I want to see something that never ever existed because nothing else matters to me. Because something that others have done, you don't impress me.
Yeah.
You don't impress me. But back to
so back there.
Okay, we landed, and I remember getting off, and everything we resolved. But at this point, we're not being treated like
Part of
bad soldiers.
Let me turn this off real quick.
We're being treated like something.
Yeah.
You know, we got live ammo. I think you get treated a little bit different when you get live ammo.
Okay, a little more respect.
Yeah. So
okay.
And I'm fresh. I'm still at that point. I was just an E2, private E2, and we went, and here's the difference. Everybody that's been there forever. So they got all these little stands, and they doing these are National Guard units. I love National Guard people because they call themselves. I ain't gonna say nothing. They soldiers. Okay, you know what I'm saying? They all soldiers.
So you get there, and there's already soldiers there.
All of them, and they all sitting there, not finna die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at
safe. They're playing it cool.
All our mind is, well, as soon as we go out, we dead. So why you think that I'm gonna be impressed that you been here and not finna be dead? I'm finna be dead, right? Finna be dead. You know what I'm saying? That's we all like, hey, dead, walking dead. You know what I'm saying? But we finna take some stuff out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going out.
Somebody's coming with me.
Oh my goodness, I'm finna cause some chaos. Him, all them people's. That happen right before I go out because I love me some life. Yeah. Okay, but I'm thinking, God, please. I remember when they told me, I climbed over my bunk and started crying. You had to, because I knew I was going to die. I didn't want to die. I don't want to die. Yeah. So now at that point, the scouts, we were told, put your ammo in your weapons and put on safe. Well, I'm like, what? They was like, everyone here, now that scouts are here, when a scout is around other soldiers, scouts automatically are protectors. So scouts automatically with ammo, with magazines in. So that throws everybody on this whole post up. Now we find the real. I'm like, all that. I don't know what y'all call that, but I know when we came things, it was time for dying. Dying in some seconds. Yeah. So at that point, I remember I had got separated because we got to go around and look around. I was a young soldier with a couple other, and a National Guard captain came up to me. And at that point, just pulled me aside, put his hands on me. First, I had to control the. I was like, "Oh, I'm not used to not reacting to something snatching. Like you're supposed to grab that wrist and do some things."
Yeah. But you didn't know where to defend yourself.
Yeah, he could have threw me off because you don't touch nobody. Soldiers don't touch soldiers. That's not something that's allowed. But I guess since he was a captain and he snatched me because he saw my magazine in my weapon. He said, "Soldier." He made me, and at that point, I have to stand at attention. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do you snatching me, and I gotta be. Come on, it ain't fair. I can't move. You're gonna be footing on me. Attention.
Yeah.
If I go anything else, I will lose all my rank. Disrespect. So at that point, he snapped me. And we all sit there looking. He's telling me to unload my weapon. He said, "You will unload that weapon." I was like, "Sir, I ain't unloading nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If I unload that weapon, I would never get my unit respect back." I'm sitting there like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you're gonna." I was like, "I'm good. You're gonna do this." I was like, and he's like, "You ain't gonna touch that." I was like, "Sir, sir, sir, sir."
Yeah.
Sir, I remember I'm in a situation. They looking, I'm like, yes, because all of us, they told us, yes, sir, we're not going to do that with scouts. He still wouldn't understand. I'm like, I don't know. We don't know why. And they ain't explaining to me why. They don't tell us nothing. I do it. I'm doing what we was doing, because I'm young and scared. I am scared, So at that point, that's when one of our sergeants saw it and came running up and found out what was going on. He talked to the captain, had him all locked him up. Had him, yeah.
Wow.
And this is a sergeant. He was gone. Yeah, as soon as he was done. I'm like, he didn't even realize he was messing with pure combat soldiers and thought that he was going to survive his career. Everything was gone. Dude, just putting your hand on a combat soldier, your career's over.
Oh wow.
It's over. Because right when we touch ground, I'm allowed to kill anybody. The scouts allowed to kill anyone. And when we go in combat, everyone's supposed to die. No one is supposed to be alive. We leave nothing. Okay, so that's my whole story on that.
So and then how was first day going into battle?
Well, it didn't work that way at first because what happened? We had Scud attacks. They was scared, and their Scud missile attacks. Sirens, Scud missiles. They were shooting Scuds that were supposed to have chemical attack. But
Who's launching that?
I guess Iraq.
Oh, they were launching it towards you guys.
Mm-hmm. So I remember keep hearing Scud attacks. So we were there a few days, and boom, we was only there for a couple of days, and boom, out in the desert. I'm talking about like 3 days.
On foot?
No. In our Bradleys, we got our Bradley tanks.
Okay.
And we all in our Bradleys, we got all our stuff, and then we on the road gone. Okay, so we only got to see everybody got to hang out and party 3 days.
Okay, so now you guys are out there.
Gone, and at that point, I didn't see another female for 13 months. Didn't see another female. None of us saw a female for 13 months. Didn't know what a soda tastes like for 13 months. Didn't know nothing that wasn't an MRE or because when we was gone, our care packages, we was getting them every day. People sending them. We got our first care package after we were there 4 months. 4 months in that desert. Finally, we got our.
Well, what was in that care package?
All of us would have like 5 or 6. It would be candy, things that we never seen. But it'd be all the candy would be all white because all the heat, the chocolate, nothing. Yeah, everything's.
So you guys. You guys are surviving pretty much on those MREs, right?
Dude, yeah, we've had times when we were so low, but see me, in the water, I don't drink water. Never drink water.
No?
Never. I know you don't believe it. Ever.
How'd you stay like?
They almost killed me because they was trying to force me to drink it. And it was short, because water squirts out of my nose if I drink it because my body don't like the poison. I'm hypothyroid. I have hyperthyroid.
So what did you drink to stay hydrated?
I always drank Kool-Aid. I mean, what's so bad is I was the baller because everybody had. You ready for this one? We all had a limited amount of water. I was the billionaire in the military because
the Kool-Aid pack.
No. I was the billionaire because everybody would go through all like 9 of their water bottles in a day.
Yeah.
And this is hot.
Oh, so you had a shit.
I just have one. And I put but I wouldn't have enough Kool-Aid because you only get 1 in the 3 MREs. So I only got 3. That ain't good enough. I need my sugar, my Kool-Aid, right? So at that point, everybody in the vehicle was like, "Man, we'll give you a Kool-Aid." I said, "You know what? I take all y'all Kool-Aids forever." And what I do is I give them a bottle of water, and they would give me, and that 1 bottle of water gave me their Kool-Aid forever because they don't drink it. In the desert, no one want that.
They didn't want sugar.
Yeah, but see me, I don't want it for free. I use it as barter. And I didn't smoke or nothing. I was a super good person. But when I got that bullet hit my glance on that's a whole nother story. When it splattered in my head, I asked for it, and they were all smoking. I said, "Hey, can I have a cigarette?" And I started smoking that day.
Okay.
That's why I started smoking. It's the first time I felt how bad a bullet feels. And it's still in my head. Shrapnel still in my head from that one.
All right, wait, let's get to that.
I would get cigarettes for a whole pack of cigarettes for 1 water bottle. Dude, I was the baller. Because they would drink all and only drink 1, and I would have 6 to 8 Kool-Aids in it. So they couldn't understand how I was drinking straight syrup for a whole year, 1 a day. That's all it took. Out in this 120-something degree, never changed. Never.
So explain to me. So like, when was the first time like you actually had contact with them? Like, how was that? Did you know where they were?
No, but it was.
So how you guys are just getting like slowly, slowly, slowly until you.
There's so much before that I could talk to you about. There's
Mhm.
so much before that I can, that without explaining, nothing will make sense. So much that you would never believe that. When I first got to that berm, and we was at that berm for almost 6 months, the ground never stopped rumbling to where you see in a sand shake, not for 1 second. Because behind me, you look behind me, because I'm on the berm with a cut in there waiting for something to kill. Because we're on our,
You guys
we
are
wait,
waiting.
just trying to kill something, because we crazy with thinking this madness of just sitting in a hot hole with all these scorpions. Yeah, all these.
Oh, it got to a point where you guys were just sitting in one spot.
We're in the hole. I'm a scout. In the hole, you don't even know I'm there. In there, we done got Bradley's way off, and I'm there, inserted, waiting to jack up. If the rabbit come, he done. Ain't nothing coming across that board. We waiting to shoot it to, and it's gonna be shooting from so many. It's gonna be 1 billion rounds on a little rabbit. That's how we ready.
Oh, as soon as you hear or see something.
On it, just like you, the dude.
And you guys had like, ghillie suits or something, or
Dude, and
like,
it's no, we're actually underground, so you can't see us because we done dug into the berm, a big giant berm that done been built to stop from going to the other side, and we on that berm, we're gonna cut in that berm, so in it, we in that, and we got weapons, we got the big 50, the 60 mounted in there, and what happens is that everybody got to pull their hour at night, and what you do is you sit there, and what it's easy, everything's easy because you're waiting to kill something. You don't understand, no matter what. I know I'm finna kill something. And I ain't finna, I'm ready. Who wants, our mind was so messed up, who's gonna be the first? After that hour shift, I would be so, here's what I do, I have to do this. So the ice will break. Because every time you sit behind that weapon, because it's so cold in the desert at night, that it'd be, because we sit not moving, it'd be that thick of ice cold in my entire body, and it just breaks off, and then the next one comes in. This is just,
that's how
and then,
locked in you guys were.
yes, each of them, because if you move, you're just gonna be suffering. Just sit there and just suffer the whole hour and don't move. Just suffer. I know suffering. Okay, then we would have to go back into our cold hole that we got the tarp in, and then with our sleeping bags, and then we didn't know it, so we was to have fun. We was fighting all the little scorpions, and that's when we found out that there was if we ever got stung, because they would try, we were just too fast. We thought the little ones wouldn't. We found out those scorpions over there, the little ones can kill a horse.
Oh,
it's the big ones that can't. That's the one we stayed away from. Them big, we was staying away from them big boys.
yeah,
And those the one that can't do nothing. We was messing. We found out we was messing. And we messing with them, making them fight. And they was a dude. The medic came like, what the heck? Dude. They was like, no. We showed them, look. We pulled up our sleep bag. They no. Yeah. I slept with scorpions and didn't even know they could murder you. And they weren't though, because when they come mess with me, I was really grabbing their pinchers. Because they babies. I'm like, hey, what's the baby gonna do? So we found out that was bad. And then you said the first time contact.
Yeah.
They came on the radio, no more sitting. We finna fight the Republican Guard. That's when we got off that berm. And a Bradley, we have 6 Bradleys in a platoon. So platoons, each platoon lines up. So basically, a Bradley, and I would say about 500-600 meters, next Bradley, till you can't see the horizon gone no more. That way, till you can't see the horizon gone no more. Now remember, we're behind that berm, so there's no way we can get them Bradleys past them berms, because we tried to ram it, nothing will get up, because so they had to cut, the war had to be delayed, because they thought that we'd be able to drive tanks over that. And there was nothing could get over that thing we built.
Oh, wow.
So we had to wait for like 4 or 5 hours for they to come up with that digger thing, and now we got to watch that. And they was digging holes in for us. Boom, soon the hole coming in the berm, we all like, now it's not like they're gonna know when we coming through this. Right? I'm like, to me, look, so you go through bow, 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 bow. Why not, right? So we already like, oh.
Kind of made it hot that you guys were coming.
Yeah, you telling all our business. We thought we was coming. Now we thought we was gonna ram this hill and just, oh, we look like some punks.
Oh,
we look so weak. Oh,
might as well have a huge light on your head saying, I'm here.
We really did try that. Everybody gonna be like, yep, we did try it. Yeah.
So what happens? Did you guys got through?
Yeah, because we had to stop and let them come and dig a hole for us all to get through. All right. So at that point, that's when we started to run. Now remember, I've been in this desert all these months. How many sandstorms did we see? None. Never even know what a sandstorm was, because it's not something. I've never seen a sandstorm. So I'm just letting you know that that's how odd. Now at this point, we wouldn't be expecting it. So at that point, I'm the driver. So I'm the driver, which is Bradley, and Bradley has a 25 millimeter cannon on it that will destroy this entire city. You know, so you don't play with 25 millimeter. We have HE, HE, that's high explosive, armor piercing, everything. We got Sable rounds. You don't want to mess with us. I will guide around on your rear end, around the curve with the tow missile. No, curve it in around these tanks here, that tank, that one. Pick that one out. That's the one we send straight up in the air. Yeah, we T-72s, T-82s, we wanted those because, but back before that, we riding. I remember we was riding for contact. At that point, that's when it was like, it's on. Ready?
And what
Because
do
a
you
scout.
see? What do you see in the
Desert.
distance?
With
just
all
desert.
sand, nothing but desert.
You don't see no enemies yet.
No, nothing. I've never. All we seen is sand for 6 straight months. Not one thing that's solid. Nothing, because we've been doing places nowhere that we're so far. There's nothing ever. We don't even. I forgot what trees it was. Yeah, you don't. It bothers you. You don't even know what nothing looked like. Nothing that's not that's green, ever. You know what I'm saying? So we're riding, and all of a sudden we had to stop because all of a sudden there was a hill in the middle of nowhere in the whole flat desert.
So you're like,
We all looking because I'm driving to stop. We all stopped. Like, why is there this big hill?
And you knew something was up.
All this mad desert, and all of a sudden some people in it was with some little whatever they was doing and popping it off, and it was just barely making it out of where they was in to there, and we way back here. So we all watching like, I really got confused. I'm like, is he shooting at us with that because it just barely making it out of there?
It's just falling.
Yeah, and we all lined up. And this is a competition. Yeah, we all had to with scouts and all that line, and this is what we lined up for. Yeah, isn't that crazy? One hill, and it couldn't have been more than 2 because all you hear is a little. What the heck was that?
No way.
And the thing you can see it was coming, all dropped because he's so far away. The hill is so big that you can see. There's a desert, man. We can see 1,000,000,000 miles away, right? Without sight. So I'm looking. I'm like, we were so far away that I can see that. You can see when they were doing. You can see the glint from it. So you know what I'm saying. I can see the glint of someone in there. So whatever they was in, they was. We to this day, I remember. Everybody knows that we're sitting there because we was all confused. So behind us, we got our ammo.
Yeah.
We are ready to take down the world. We got enough ammo to blow up the planet. But we ain't tankers. Tankers are mad killers. So we got the tankers, and they're 7 kilometers behind us, and they're like ants, all in a line, just like us, waiting for us to tell them. Yep, and 7 kilometers about behind us, they see everything like it's right in front of them. So when we that's how far they behind us, and they be engaging on what we're telling them. They don't. That's no distance. That's right in front of them. Shooting something 7 kilometers away is like shooting something this close.
Yeah.
Because what we have. Okay. So at that point, I remember hearing in the radio, just light them up because we can't even continue. Let's just do that. Keep going boop, on a hill. It wasn't just one. He just kept doing it. Just pooping that thing off. Whatever he just had a lot of them. Even if we rolled up and just drove by, we could have just ignored him while he's pooping. Right? You get that? That's
so weird.
Let's let that hit us.
Like, let me catch it.
Yeah, there's so little of fire that wouldn't have done nothing even to the things that we got on the outside of Bradley Parley. You know, it might have burnt up stuff, but it wouldn't have done no damage, right? It's like you can't do something like with metal tanks.
Yeah.
You know, so at that point, I remember that's when I saw it because I didn't realize they can, so we couldn't even see them. They were so far back. All of a sudden, a round came in, and it hit that hill right just right where that spot at. Boom, tank round hit it and go doom. So you see dust and everything going. I'm like, and when that happened, I was like, oh my God. Ouch. I had never seen nobody killed before. And that's killed.
Yeah.
And then I heard on the radio, give him another one. Go doom. Whoa.
You knew whoever was there is gone.
That's my first, I knew this is real.
And you don't even know what's beyond that.
Yeah, they gave this one an extra one. It's gonna do something.
Yeah.
That's when I remember I was like, oh, it's on now. So we kept going. Boom, we riding. All of a sudden, never before, sandstorm. None of us knew what to think. And I'm talking about when it started, all of a sudden the sand came, we were looking like, what the? Because we was driving, the sand was coming.
That's the
we
worst
stopped,
time.
and then all of a sudden, it hit us. It hit so hard that I actually could feel the wind from it. And we're looking, I'm looking through all my sites because I got a cut on my drive. I got one here, I got one here, I got one here, and I got this one that's on the top. And what I can do is I pop my top because I like to put my gun out there and do some stuff. But we got the gun ports, eh, you can't really get your sight. Once you got your sight, you can 300 meters is like a game. So, but at that point, I had my top closed and I couldn't see nothing. The sand was completely, and no one could see nothing. We had to stop everything. Everyone, it was a complete blanket of sand. And I don't know time because my brain can't remember. But I know it was a long time because we had to stop. And I know that when we opened my hatch, it was like that much sand covering everything. So it was.
And when you guys were all there staying still while that sandstorm was going on, at any point were you like, damn, maybe they can just attack nowhere right now?
At first, what they did was that wasn't stopping crap. So we said, we gonna keep going because
you kept driving.
yeah, so we kept going.
Oh.
It just kept going until we was like, this ain't gonna stop. So we had to stop because we done now at this point we going off a grid. We got satellite. We know.
Oh, exactly. Gotcha.
Nothing. I can have no sight and nowhere to drive.
Okay. You're looking at the
yeah. I can. I'm a terrain and grid person. I'm a scout. I don't need to see it. I know it's there. And yes. I'm like, that's crazy, huh? But the technology we got, you don't need it. They can't.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm like, yeah. So at that point, what was I just talking about?
After the sandstorm died out.
We was driving and it didn't die out. What we did, we had to stop because we don't know what's going on. So we stopped. And then when we stopped, we just sitting there waiting because we got to wait this out. We got to wait this out. So while we was waiting this out, and all of a sudden, we could tell, you can hear the wind blowing less. It's lightening up. And we just sitting there. And then it started clearing up. But guess where it started clearing up? It started clearing up where we were. So I'm like, hey, look, it's clearing up. Right? I'm sorry, it's clearing up. We all like, it's clearing up. But then while it was clearing up, I'm like, what is that noise I'm hearing? Did y'all hear something? We all like, man, did y'all hear something? Because you got here, we're hearing all that right there. Did y'all hear something? Because everybody, we were thinking we was hearing something, but we weren't sure if we was hearing something. But then when it died down low, we could hear boom, 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 boom. Well, what the heck is all that? Right? You can kind of feel it a little bit. Then the sand just started clearing up more in front of us. And when it cleared out in front of us, I remember what I felt. I felt my soul go completely out my butthole. I felt it drop out. My soul, my heart, all that just ran out and just ran. And I'm gonna tell you what all of us thought, right? We all thought this, right? We was like, oh, let's go. We're gone. Nope, no war today. What I saw, when I first saw it, we all was like, oh no, this ain't happening. It's over. Bye, we're going home. All of us were thinking, we're going home. And because here's what I saw, because we was hearing it, and when we finally cleared, I'm like, we're looking at the sand, is that a tank coming out of the sand? Because the sand is backing up. And it's back, because they see us. Because we're in the clear. We're clear. All of us that's what all of us wondering, like, because we on the radio, everybody's talking like, yo. But we ain't seeing nothing, we just hearing stuff.
So the sand is just clearing
up behind in front of it. And all of a sudden,
that's like
it is like,
bro.
Imagine seeing the desert from as far as your eye can see back to as far as your eye can see that way to as far as your eye can see that way. Now imagine tanks that are within the distance of, I would say, 10, 20 meters between, no distance, like by each other. From horizon to horizon, that's what we was looking at. And we're about 100 Bradleys, and I'm looking at about 30,000 tanks. From horizon to horizon. And then when there's a clearing, it never stopped, and still tanks.
They just kept going.
Just tanks. They were ready for our ass. Dude,
and were you in the front?
We are the front. Everybody know I'm not lying. I felt, I'm bringing it to you, this is what we felt. Because I remember when I saw this, my butthole, my soul, everything dropped out of my butthole. I actually said, no, we're running. I remember hearing someone say, are we running? Someone said that, yeah. I'm like, that's
someone said it, like, let's get out of here?
Yeah. Come on now. What's the odds of winning this one? Even with all them, we is effed. They ain't tell me they had all this.
So
like, this is not the part of the deal.
So at that point, you couldn't be like, put a little speaker out and be like, yo, guys, I'm just kidding. No?
That's what we was like.
Where you guys?
And I'm looking, and I'm swaying up and down. I know that's a T-82, right? That's the Bradley tank killer. That's right there.
Yeah.
Look
You
at
knew
that
what they had.
Bradley tank.
Wait. How far were they in front of you?
They were about 500 to 600 meters.
Oh, that's not even.
Not even a half a mile.
That's not.
No. We can engage from 10 miles and hit dead on.
And it was just silence. Like they weren't saying anything.
They were shooting. They was firing from everywhere. That's what we
At you
hearing.
guys?
Yeah.
Oh, they just started shooting over.
Mad shooting. They was already, because they saw us. That's what we was hearing, a little noise, and we couldn't understand what we was hearing.
And so were their missiles were already landing on?
No, here's what got us. We already knew we was dead. That's why we was like, you got to run, we dead. Because a T-82 is gonna go through 3 Bradleys next to each other like butter. You know what I'm saying? That's what we know, the history, right? So at that point, we was like, it's too late. Everybody's like, engage. Dude, we unleashed hell. But before we unleashed hell, we looked and we knew it was done. And they rounds, we could see it, remember? And all of a sudden we could see where the rounds when they were shooting would come up, and it just landed right in front of us.
Oh, it wasn't hitting you guys.
It stopped right. Bam, and when that happened on the whole line, you wouldn't believe what all of a sudden happened. I think somebody said, "Oh, hell no." I actually think I heard that. So, oh, hell no. Oh, wait. We ain't dead? Oh, we saw the rounds coming up short on the front of the vehicle shooting at us. Oh, dude, we unleashed hell on them. There was so many dead. You wouldn't believe. At that point, I remember our Bradley, we was engaged in shooting the 25 millimeter tanks going up. We shooting the tow
Their
missiles.
tanks were blowing up?
Yeah, because that's when we went to engage, and we up armored like so much ammo. We got enough ammo to fight for months. We didn't come playing. Dude, we went to, man, I know in front of my Bradley alone, just destroying everything. And it was to the point that I popped my hatch. And it was a party.
Oh, you were up there?
Yeah, we was all just having a good time. We're loading up the tow missiles. So, because tow missile has a guided cord on it that makes it, when you go in, you can guide it. It's guided on. And that's the biggest and baddest, because when it hit it, it goes straight up in the air for like 50, 60 meters and it explodes. Because the tow missile is no joke. So there's only 2. You got to keep reloading them. So at that point, we all on top of Bradley's.
Oh, you guys
partying,
brave.
just kicking, and but I wasn't really. Then all of a sudden, I remember they realized what was going on.
Yeah.
They was just, and then all of a sudden, they just started blowing up. I'm like, what the hell's going on? That was the M1 tanks, 7 kilometers back.
More explosions.
Mowing them down. That's when they was like, whoa, what did we get ourselves involved in? The ones in the back, like, oh, we don't want no part of this.
Did you see anybody retreat on there?
No. They knew better. Retreat ain't going to help you. They all was jumping out of their tanks that was behind, saw what we did to all that. We going to go through all of them.
There was men out of their tanks too?
They were all jumping out after we wiped out that whole.
So you were seeing bodies blowing up and everything?
You were seeing them blowing up when the tanks were blowing up when they was coming out, because it was blowing up so big that you could see body parts and everything everywhere. That's the simple part of saying body parts. I'm going to tell you things, going to blow that out of the water. Would you see what I was saying? From that point, I see it how it was happening. At that point, because I had got out of my hatch, because I'm like, I got to get me. I hate this. I ain't trying to be funny. My brain was, I got to get my kill in. I know that.
Yeah. You're there for that reason. You want to succeed.
I can't lie.
Yeah,
but
of course.
My brain was in his.
At that point, that's what you wanted to do.
Because my mind was tortured.
Yeah.
Okay, and they tried to kill us, man. They jumped us like you wouldn't believe. That's a jump. What kind of jump is that? You bring 1 billion to a 100 fight. That's what it's like. You bring 1 billion people to a 100 people fight. This ain't 500 or whatever that is.
Oh, 300.
300. This ain't that. Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
Hell no. 300 sucks.
Well, I mean, like, it's not like there was a rules. Like, you couldn't be like, yo, guys, only bring this amount of people, and we only have this amount of people.
But I wouldn't have thought that whole entire world didn't have that many tanks.
Oh, okay. So you were just.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Cheating.
That's cheating.
Dude, that's cheating.
Yeah. So you guys were like, wait, this is crazy.
This is cheating. Okay. Right? That's what we blame.
But apparently they were weak.
But we didn't know when you seeing it, or they knowing it. But that's when we blowing all that up, and then all of a sudden I see all these people, they're jumping out everywhere. But we ain't caring. Jumping out means nothing, right? But you gotta look at the influence tanks. They pulling up, some pulling up, and they steal some way back there, and they everywhere. So when I look behind me, all of a sudden I was like, oh! It was like ants, but ours were more spread out everywhere, like their ants. But it's all M1s. Yeah. So at that point they engage in, and I'm looking. That's when people started jumping off their vehicle with white flags, white, everything.
Oh, they were trying to like say
Everything white was popping up. I'm looking, and somebody yelled, white flag, white flag, white flags.
So now, as
And
you
I
guys,
heard things, and I'm not going to say what I heard. I'm just leaving it at that. I heard things, and then all of us heard this thing. All of us that was out there doing it, we heard that thing.
Mm.
We heard something. I'm just saying, we heard something.
Mm.
And that something, we all for a second stopped, and we really considered what we heard, and we had to look at each other, and I was shocked because after we heard that something, nobody shot. Okay, I'm just saying we heard something. So at that point, white means surrender. You know,
and you got do you have to respect that when someone?
I'm not repeating myself either. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember that, and at that point we weren't engaging, but there was people way before we had said the white flags. There was people way back 7 kilometers, so they don't know nothing about this.
Okay.
So they're in still war.
Oh.
Yeah, we ain't said nothing to trick because the scouts running it. There's nothing that we would think.
You guys didn't say, yo,
Yeah.
they're putting up white flags.
Yeah, because we wouldn't. I'm looking at who I'm trying to get the people. Ain't got no white flags. The hell with that, but dude, all this madness. Yeah, we dealing with the madness, right?
It's like, yeah, adrenaline is up.
And that's when we did see them. Like, you don't go around that. But then I was seeing it. I'm like, white blanket? They had, y'all stored up white blankets for this? There was blankets.
They had them on deck?
Yeah, that's what my brain like, what the, where you gonna, then what's the, I know y'all don't sleep in white blankets. Y'all,
they were scared.
Yeah, that is called ready for the give up, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, I remember seeing those blankets, and there would be like 30 or 40 people. All of a sudden, one of them tank rounds, when the tank rounds was going down the desert, they were shooting either high or they were shooting low and just coming in. And when it's coming in, you can see the sand split from the air being displaced from the tank round going in. So when the tank round be going in, because they was all coming in our direction to surrender. So while he's coming in with the flags, all of a sudden the tank round will go by him, and everybody that's there will get sucked in the wake, and you just see a bloodline in the sand. And that was just happening all down the line. Everybody that was trying to surrender, they were just all being disintegrated right in front of my eyes. I'm watching people being disintegrated. I knew there was a group of people gone because the tank round, they're just gone. So I was watching them just gone. And then you would see the blood from a dragon. And then we went to check the tanks that we were killing because we had to make sure. And when I would get in the tanks, I would see that when the 25 millimeter round was going from one side out the other, and you could see the blood hole where everybody inside got sucked out the hole, and you got back, you see the splatter. Because when we shoot our rounds, everybody inside goes out the hole. Mm-hmm. Because we was using high explosive rounds to make sure that we can suck you out.
So after everything was done, you guys went over there to their tank?
No, it's just crazy. Because when this was going on, at that point it came over ceasefire. That threw us off. It came from way higher, ceasefire to the war. Ceasefire is something that means absolutely everything we had to stop everything. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know, we just heard ceasefire. Ceasefire, we stopped. When we said ceasefire, Saddam was right there. Saddam was right there. They were surrendering. They all had surrendered. And when they heard this, because the ceasefire, we had to yell it to everybody, ceasefire, ceasefire.
And he was just standing there?
He was there with his soldiers. We was gonna go get,
So why don't you guys just kill him right then and there?
Ceasefire.
You got to respect that.
And boom, and with the ceasefire, they all jumped into tanks and just took off and left. And while we were sitting there, and for 2 hours, we were sitting there. And then after ceasefire, they said, in the ceasefire, go after them, go get them. We couldn't find them. We couldn't find them no more. They were gone.
Wow.
That's how Saddam got away the first. That's how I think Saddam got away the first time in my mind.
So at that point, you guys couldn't find them?
No, couldn't find them then. And I remember seeing weird things that I couldn't explain. I remember I was seeing 2 suns. I couldn't explain that. There was a sun and then a sun. And we was all tripping because we was like, why? Okay. And I'm talking about, when we see weird things, we're real cool with it. Because I've seen some weird things, and I'm cool with it because can't believe I'm still alive, because there was so much that we had happen. We was blowing up. We were scouts. Most of our fights was friendly fire engaging on us because they thought we was the enemy. That happened so much that I can't even tell you that we was engaged, because we're so far up front that they came friendly engaged on us.
Really?
So many times. And every time we be sitting there like, hey man, you're shooting at us.
So you see people die because of friendly?
No, they couldn't kill us because when I tanked, nothing was able to penetrate our.
Your tanks. Oh,
you better be glad we ain't shooting back, buddy. That's what we looking like, man. Do you know who you messing? Because I'm at this point, we was killing. We was always about killing. Yeah, it's just about killing. You come in shooting on us, and luckily you better be glad we know you friendly, because we would say I agree, and they be like, It's always them freaking that ain't thinking they coming in doing something, don't realize that we're so far up front. That ain't our fault that you don't know that we are up front. But why you helicopters, Black Hawks? I remember we was getting engaged on by that. That's where we saw the two suns. It was a Hellfire missile, and it was sitting just like a sun. Just I didn't know they could just have them sit.
The missiles?
It can sit in the air and just sit,
What?
and then finally they guided. That's crazy.
I didn't even know
I've seen
that.
so much technology. I've seen so much. I saw a jet come down because we had to call because he was trying to kill us. We all would get in front and try to see who can be in the front because when they shoot the person in front, we know where to shoot you at. So by the way, so the person usually in front has all the flak gear on, and everybody else we put on the boonie hats because we don't care if we catch a dome hit shot, because if you catch a dome shot, even with a cavalry, it's gonna break your neck. Why? Why?
Yeah.
So we got rid of all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we had to have that front guy. Front guy, you give them that. But I remember we were just out, just doing our thing, just not caring. And then a jet came down, and he came down to instead of blowing the building up because we couldn't get by, he came down and crashed into it.
What?
And when he crashed into it, his back end of the jet went into the building. Then all of a sudden, we thought he had crashed. I thought he was crashing because I saw him coming. I'm like, oh, what? Then all of a sudden, it did a spin in the air, and that's why I knew it was crashing. It was spinning. It just spun. And at that point, I'm still wondering how the wheel well, because I was looking up at it, how is where the wheel go? That wheel was so wide that all of us standing behind the berm, that the thing that was saying to keep on the fire, just the wheel well was covering all of us. That means that in my mind, that jet had to be 10 times bigger than it's supposed to be. I'm still, I've always had questions. We all looking like, why is this shadow so big?
I see what you're saying.
How? And I'm looking up at it, it's like I can touch it. He came down to the ground. He crashed into a building. And he crashed into the building.
Wait, he crashed into it while he was still in it?
Yeah. And when he crashed into it, I watched this afterburner things go into the concrete of the building, and he busted into it. Then he all of a sudden was gone. And the building wasn't there no more. It disintegrated. He used his afterburners to blow the building up instead of shooting a missile.
That's wild.
How does he know that he can crash into a building and blow it up?
Yeah.
Did he just decide, I'm gonna try this? See, my mind be confused.
Yeah.
Did they give him a class like, we can crash these too? I have questions, man.
Yeah,
I got questions. So I do have questions.
That is odd.
So I'm like, but then I guess finding the crazier way to kill something is crazy. But
yeah. So when was like the first time that you actually saw like one of your peoples die in front of you? How was that experience?
I didn't get to see none of us. None of us, but people, they were dying, but none of us.
Really?
Yeah, we was just catching them and nothing happened because the bullets, we didn't realize that we was catching bullets from over 1 to 2, 300-year-old ammo. So it wasn't going through our bodies.
So their technology
cheating. That's what we was cheating. And our bullets were going through 3, 4 people. So we didn't know they was doing, until I came home from Desert Storm, we didn't know about, no, right before, that's when we started finding out stuff. And found out that we was picking on people that had old ammo and thinking it's fair play.
So you said that 97% of you guys made it back home?
And the ones that didn't is from friendly fire.
And how long were you guys out there then?
I was there for a year.
A year. So after that, you guys went back home?
Everybody else got to go home, but scouts didn't. You
had to stay there?
Yeah, because I'm a scout. We don't get to leave. We there until they remember, we couldn't find Saddam. So what happened was, that tour was over, and then I went into other things, Bosnia and all kinds of things and everything. My life was over because I couldn't adjust after that. When school was drink, I don't even drink, but I had to drink every day to stop seeing all the things I did to people. And I was laughing and saying it was funny. None of that stuff was funny. I don't know what.
Well, throughout that year when you were there?
No, after I got back and made it, because I thought there was times when we shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I should be dead. I should be dead. There's too many things that we did that there's no way we could survive. We've been blown up. We've been blown up so bad that it took 20 seconds for the displaced air to come back. I know what it feels like to have an explosion so bad that your body is like it's got no bones, and it folds your body, so the air folds you and drags you because the air's been displaced. Then all of a sudden when the air come back, it takes you and folds you backwards and drags you right back. And then when they do it, you completely pull yourself up because it pulled all the air. I've been in an explosion, and this is an explosion that we set up to blow up about 1 million weapons, enemy weapons, and we was setting it up. And this is my pretend, we was all admiring our work. We was admiring our work, and it friggin' went off.
Oh my.
while we was walking back to the bunker.
Oh wow.
So it was raining, friggin' weapons parts like rain. Then they were hot.
Wow.
So we, and yeah, but then I'm like, man, we didn't. And I remember I couldn't hear for 24 hours. So I'm like, man, I couldn't hear for 24
And
hours.
so, and at that point in time, did you guys?
Oh, did you remember seeing on TV a big smoke ring in the sky?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the smoke ring came from that.
Wow, that's insane.
That smoke ring stayed in the sky forever. Ooh, I hope I don't get in trouble for mentioning that because that's not something I ever talked about.
We can always take it out.
I don't
But
know if it's
so when did Saddam get
Well,
killed?
after I had completely was gone somewhere else, they had caught him some other kind of way, and from what I heard, they threw that man in the ocean and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's what I heard.
Well, they killed him and threw him in the ocean.
Yeah, because we got no respect for but I don't think that. I don't know if I was allowed to have opinion, but I believe in God. I don't think you do people like that.
Yeah.
No matter how bad you are, you people.
Yeah. So after that war, so what was any other wars that you had went?
No, I did peacekeeping because they tried to defuse us because we were really out of control. When I was in
What do you
college,
mean?
I was out of control. I was fighting, beating people up, and everybody thinking that they were causing it. But in a way, I was making sure that.
Well, when you went back home?
When I came to went to college, I stayed in jail for fighting, but they had to let me go because I never was started.
Oh, okay.
But I was starting it.
Okay,
I was
hold on.
always
So
starting it.
after that war, you finally end up going back home, right?
And went to Southern Illinois University.
Okay, how old were you at the time when you went back home?
21.
21 years old. That's still very young.
Yeah.
So now that transition from being in that environment, the military, and that war, and trying to be normal
I was lost
in society.
I couldn't. I was lost. I was lost.
Yeah.
I was lost.
Like mentally, like
Yeah.
what are the biggest challenges?
Nothing. I just wanted to kill things.
Yeah. Your mentality is just
Just
screwed.
wanted to kill things. No, I
Yeah.
couldn't no more. But now all I could do is hurt things. So now I got to make people want to hurt me so I can hurt them. And that's all I was doing was being all submissive and making people set themselves up and putting them in the hospital. All the way down to one of the SIU basketball players that had to use the N-word because he just thought he can get away with it. He had to miss a few games after I dealt with him.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy about that, but I'm like, I got a problem now because I love me some bullies. They actually kind of turn me on.
Oh, so now you see that's crazy, right? Because now with your new mentality, any sight of a bully will trigger something in you.
No, I don't even trigger something. I'm just turned on because I love the fact that you're the one that's supposed to take me down.
Oh, so you like the challenge of like, oh, this is the bully.
Let me see if I can stop what you already know. You know you got me. I need to stop. See if I can stop this. And my mind loves that. I live for that challenge. I'm like, I'm down. There's no such thing as a loss because whoever fights me is never gonna want to ever fight me again.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. I'm like, I'm gonna damage you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna damage you. I like to do the professional damage.
Mhm.
You know, the stuff that affects you like a couple of days later.
Yeah.
And then you got to explain that. Like, how you gonna say I did it?
Yeah. And so the book that you wrote, right?
Yeah.
Equilibrium. You started writing that while you were in the army?
I was writing that while I was driving, doing everything while I was watching the dogs eat the bodies of all those dead people. And it took like 30 days for them to eat up all the bodies. I was just writing the story, everything while sitting there watching the dogs, the pets from the whole city eating all the dead people. And this was all day long that they was doing it. So I was writing while doing that. I was writing while we was riding the vehicle I'm driving at. This is pure dark.
In their city.
Yeah, this is in the desert. This is in war zone, taking people deep into Iraq, creeping into it with all black, being quiet in our Bradleys, just creeping. And got the people that either something, it'd be some people that be ghillie suit person. It might be snipers, whatever we're doing, we're taking them to where they need to go. So they got to get there. So we take them. You know what I'm saying? So because we're scouts. So I be at night doing it in blackout drive, using my night sight because of the sight that makes it I can see it inside. And I'm sitting there, I got my notebook and I'm writing everything I'm writing because I'm so used to doing the yoke and driving and writing at the same time. So I've always been doing that because it's the only way I can. There's something that you're thinking about.
Yeah. Keeping your mind busy. Yeah.
So, and that story was all that I had that not this story. I remember even when I came back from their store, I was still writing it. So when I go to field, because it was something relaxing to do it all the time because I'm on the radio sitting there for the next radio call and be an hour between it and I would,
So in this book, there's obviously a fictional character. His name is
Donald Blackman.
Donald. Yes, Donald. So and the stories in this book though, are they from real events or do you like tweak things a
I
little?
have to tweak all kinds of things, but the only reason I was able to do this book is because the things I've seen for real, and I'm a person that me and my brother, they had to give us an adult book card in Peoria, Illinois. You know, that's a big city. Because when we was little, we had read every single book that was in the library, and they had to give us an adult book card because we would, me and my brother, that's all we did was read, read, read. Remember, church, we didn't never do nothing, so we read everything until we got the adult card when we was like 12. So
Yeah.
we was in now reading all the adult books. That's when I got in the J.R.R. Tolkien and read everything. Just like I just everything I would just read. And to this day, I've never seen a book that can put good pictures of what you're saying. If you ain't showing someone and they can see it, what good is it?
Mm.
So I've always been disappointed at everything I've ever read. So I wrote something in a way that I wanted. The spelling, my mom told me I need to keep it because she knows my spelling. That's how she saw my distress. My mom read it. She's like, I see.
Oh, so you kept it the same way you
She
wrote
made
it.
me. My mom made me because I couldn't.
I like
When
it.
I'm thinking my life, I wasn't thinking of there. I'm trying to get this.
Yeah.
I was really, I was rushing it because this was it. I was in that's it moments.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got it. And I'm like, my family. I was like, at least my mom gonna know because
Yeah.
my mom's mother in church. I wanted them to know what had happened to me. You know, but I had to tweak all that because the army don't allow you just people. So
Yeah.
I've just made it a crazy story, a
Yeah.
psychological suspense thriller, because the things that I'm talking about are some either things I know, maybe experience, but that hey, that's what the book is kind of.
Yeah.
Right. If you read it, that's kind of really deranged.
Yeah. No, I definitely gotta
I was
get.
not. I was. I don't read that. I don't even want to know what I wrote in there because I remember how it was when I was writing that. You know,
Mm.
that's what I can't believe that I was that. But now I know that you, after you're so scared, you have to be. It's a. I can't even explain it. It's a. I can. I wrote about it in the book. The
Mm.
thing that snapped me, and that's when I lost my mind and never came back from it.
Yeah. What was that? What was that moment?
And you know what sucks? I'm gonna have to tell it like it is, and
Yeah.
it's ugly.
That's fine.
Um, we had gotten a little cocky because we was outside all the time with the shooting, getting shot at, not caring. You can't care no more,
Mm.
right? But there was one person that kind of was bad, and our Bradley has 6 people in it, and the person that's over everything is called the BC, the Bradley commander.
Mm.
Now, during war, every rank has, if there's a soldier under him, you tell him to do something, even if you tell him, hey, I need you to run out there and take that fire and take on that fire. I'm supposed to, I run out and then do it.
Come back in.
Because if you don't do it, he's supposed to get his gun and shoot you in the head. Okay. So if my BC, this is war. Well, my BC, but he never had to, we do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be a BC. It's your power. It's your soul.
Yeah.
You know, not really your soul, but you know. So I remember this was the war was jumping. This was that first day of war. That's when I lost my mind on that first day.
Yeah.
We was moving out, and at that point, he would never get out the vehicle ever, ever. He would make us all get out so he can take a poop. Everything, we all go out. He wouldn't. He was scared of catching around for everything.
Oh, he was scared of even.
So it
taking
was
a
so
peek.
bad that everybody in our tank, and even I think our whole entire platoon knows. So it's not like I'm talking crazy.
Yeah.
I want to say his name because what he did to me, he was never punished for it.
Mm.
For what he did, he was never punished. So I'm gonna say his name.
Yeah.
Good old Sergeant Nelson.
Sergeant Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Black guy, light skin, piece of trash. But he was my BC. And at that point, I actually was wrong because I was feeling his coward. But he's got us out here doing things out there, everything. And if it's something dealing with him, we had to go out and do it for him.
Mm.
Well, everybody go out and poop in their hole, but not him. He poops inside the vehicle. And now we got to come back in and smell his poop, you know, because he's a BC. Ain't nobody gonna talk crazy. He's a BC.
Mm. Yeah.
And he's a dick.
Mm.
And he's a power hungry dick.
Mm.
But he hides it. He's real good at hiding what he is.
Yeah.
But all of us know. So nobody in my Bradley is gonna say, even my platoon, if they're hearing that, you know I'm telling the truth. Because I think it got to something. Something happened from it. But I don't really know. But it was all covered up. But what had happened was he decides to put me in the turret, all the time. The reason is they know I never sleep. I sleep awake and I answer everything all the time. But that's where I am. So at that point, he's a lazy son of a gun anyway, too. So he makes sure that he gets me in the turret through the night. Because then he ain't got to do nothing to sleep because I answer everything. Because I hear everything when I'm asleep. I don't sleep. I can't sleep like that. I hear, and I don't wake up angry. I wake up. I've always, because I have my thyroid, I never wake up confused. I always wake up clear.
Yeah.
I've always, to this day, still clear. I'm like, I don't understand y'all excuse of that's some bull crap.
Yeah.
You're a lazy-minded son of a gun.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
really get you.
Mhm.
I'm like, I get you. You ain't gonna be get me because I'm okay. I see you doing that.
Yeah,
I'm on that.
immediately,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, so was I going with this? At that point, I did get a little bit because I was kind of patronizing them. We all were. Why don't you come on out and just come on out and hang out? I know I shouldn't have, but we were bored and I didn't think it was no big thing. We didn't think it was no big thing. So at that point, he said, "Oh yeah, you want to play?" I'm like, he really got mad because we at that point I was like, you coward. I want to say it, but I can't. Coward. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
coward,
Yeah, yeah.
coward. But I ain't saying nothing. But remember, we at that point we got balls of steel.
Yeah.
And at that point, he said, "Oh yeah." He said, "You know what, McMurtry? I need you to go clear that bunker." When he said that, I'm like, "Oh hell no! Oh, that's crazy. That is psychotic."
This a
Because
random bunker?
no. But when he said that, see, I know the whole story on these bunkers. We all knew what was going on with these bunkers.
Uh-huh.
We had been driving and we didn't notice that we was having all of a sudden the Bradley would cave in. I'm like, what the hell? We was caving in the Bradley on top of people that was hiding in bunkers and killing them. We didn't even know it. So we was caving these bunkers in that they had all in. So we didn't even know the bunkers
Oh, there
were
was
there.
like enemies inside these
Yeah,
bunkers.
so some of them, because we now after we finally realized why the ground would cave in every once. Oh no! But we that makes sense now. It's air pockets in there.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, and you would never know what the end be coming out at. So that's why they was trying to sneak us, but we was ready for all that crap, right? So at that point, I knew he was joking because that's suicide. That's blatant suicide. Okay, so I knew he was joking. He said, "McMurtry, go clear that bunker." I was like, "I ain't clearing that bunker. And this everybody was all in the Bradley. He pulled his 9mm out of his pocket, clunked it back, put it on my head. I was like, "Can I have my weapon real quick?" Cause I didn't know he was just going to diesel. He went to straight diesel on me. I thought there was a game that he put it right there, and he put it there because that's the deal. He's supposed to. When I said that, he's supposed to blow my brains out. That's the rules. But I didn't know that he was throwing a rule. That's suicide. But when he said, I said, he said, "No, you Superman. Use this." And he tossed me an M16 instead of so I can have I need a 9 because the date's short. Man, I'm at the crawl through the bunker kind of deal. No, you Superman. Use this. I ain't gonna say nothing back because I know that's real. Blow my brains out is real, right? So I took the M16, went on out, and all the people in the track, they all looking too. Nobody, you can't say nothing. He's a BC.
Yeah.
But they all looking at me, and I'm looking like, dude, I'm done. I'm done. This is the last time for to see y'all, right? Because I knew I wasn't coming back from that. I'm not coming back from that. So don't I'm going out, and then you hear all the explosions because I'm outside the Bradley now. I don't go to there's that bunker. I'm looking, and at that point, I ain't want to look like no bitch because that's what he's like. Because here's what I knew what he thought. He knew I was going to get to it, and then I would come back and he was going to win. Now I figured out that's why he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to get some of his respect back because he wasn't going to let me die.
Got you.
But I remember my brain's like, I ain't no bitch. I'm going out like a man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let them see me crying because I was crying. Yeah.
Because you knew, like if I go in there,
I'm done. I'm done, right? And it's so dark in there. I mean, it was so dark. It was just sand on the So I went in.
You went in?
Had to. And when I went in, I remember crawling through there. And when I was crawling through there, I was bumping into things. And little explosions would go off in there. And then sand just caving in because there's nothing, the ground is rumbling from the explosions. The ground has not stopped rumbling. So the whole time I'm walking, sand's just dropping on me, right? And I'm going, it feels like I'm going down, but I can't tell. And then all of a sudden, because it's black, I said, no light, no nothing. He wouldn't let me, we go in there with nothing. Yeah, I didn't get no light. He wouldn't let me have nothing. This is real. So I'm in there and I'm walking first, but I had to lean because the ceiling is low. So I'm too tall. So I'm leaning with all my gear because I'm waiting because what you got to wait for, I'm gonna have to let them shoot at me first so I can shoot back.
So you can know where they are.
Yeah, I got no choice because I ain't got no kind of light. And I keep bumping into things, ammo crates. Oh God dang, not the ammo crates. Then they ready. I was like, ready, right? Oh. And then all of a sudden, in my mind, I'd been crawling through this thing for about days, months.
In your head.
Yeah. Months. And to a point I got to where I knew I couldn't go back because it'd been so long. So I got to go now. I got to keep going. Then there was a part I couldn't find the opening. It was all because it caved in. So I had to dig my way through, and I fall down the other side. I did that about 10 to 12 different times because it was completely caved in. So I had to keep going, keep going. And at that point, I remember I was sitting there like, I'm dead.
Like, I'm not getting out of
No,
this.
I'm not. I am dead because I've been doing this forever.
Oh, so you thought you were just in a loop of,
Yeah. So, and it just never stopped. Oh my God, I'm dead. And
my God.
and at that point, I remember I just kept doing it. I remember I had got to a point, I was like, I'm going gray. Because you got hair in your face and everything. I was like, I knew I was gray because I've been doing this for years.
Wow.
Years. I know this don't sound right,
Your
right?
mind was insane at that point.
Years. And I remember, and I just kept going. I couldn't stop. I didn't stop. I just kept, but it was just forever. And I remember it was just forever. I'm like, this never gonna stop. It's just, wow, this is hell. This is hell. So at that point, I just kept walking because I finally got to a point and I was walking forever. I was walking.
And you're underground?
In the desert. And all of a sudden, I thought I could see a dot. I thought I could see something that looked like white. I thought I could see it. But I was like, it's in my head. It's in my head. Everything's been in my head. Just great. And all of a sudden, the ceiling just crashing. I've had it where I was walking, the ceiling crashed in, and knocked me completely down because the explosions was dropping. It's caving in. The whole thing has been caving in. So at that point, I thought I saw that dot, and then I'm telling you, it was years for me to get to that dot. Years. It was years. I remember I could see it, and it was that dot for years, and I knew it would never get bigger. But I was like, at least I think I see a light. And then all of a sudden, it started getting bigger. Then I was like, okay, it's in my head. It's getting bigger. But I know it is bigger. And then I kept walking. That's when I was like, oh my God, there's an opening. I was like, but I'm so old. I know you don't.
Yeah,
I'm so old because I've been here so long. So long. That's impossible for me to actually felt all these years. So I'm sitting here, I felt old, real old. So when I'm coming out, I came out and I saw the light. I was like, felt like an old man hitting the light. I felt, yeah. And then at that point, I was like, oh my God, this is real, this is light. And I went to looking, I couldn't see nothing. Then way in the horizon was our Bradley. And that's when they saw me and they kind of started coming towards me. And at that point, I started walking towards them because I was numb. I had been so scared that I didn't know what fear felt like no more, you know? And I was dumb. I remember when they came out, Sergeant Miller. I don't know if it was Sergeant Miller, I can't remember the name. I try to block all this out of my head, so I don't remember names because it brings back all this right here. I remember they came up to one of the sergeants that was on my track, came up to me, and he ran up to me, and he said, we thought you was dead. He said, we was gonna kill Sergeant Nelson.
Wow.
Yeah, for what he did to me.
Now, how long were you actually under there?
I don't know. I never.
To this day,
and then he said, you're crying because I didn't know. I didn't know. I mean,
I'm gonna.
And he said, and here's what they said. We need to turn. McMurtry's different. I was different. I was blank.
Yeah.
I was different.
So do you think that's what broke you right
That's
there?
what got me.
That
Yeah,
experience.
that broke me. It really broke me to the point that no matter what, nothing scares me. Still to the day, nothing scares me. After what he had done to me, it snapped something in me that I died so hard.
Yeah.
You know, and at that point, I was cool and everything. I was all happy that I was alive, but I'm like, I didn't know I'm looking, I'm like, man, there was just all of a sudden, imagine there's like a new life.
Yeah.
That's what that
No,
felt like.
that's
But that new life was, we had a new guy came, yeah, in our platoon, and we had there was a landmine on the ground. That's an anti-tank mine. I thought he understood, but it takes tons to set that off. But he wouldn't stop talking, and I had already lost my mind. So to be funny, while he was talking about it, I said, did they teach you this? And I ran up and jumped and started tap dancing on it. And he passed out. But all my boys, all of the platoon, they just stood there. Because we know that I'm the one that's buck 05. I'm the least one that's going to set this gun off, right?
That's still crazy to do, though.
But in my mind, it wasn't. And I got a letter of reprimand during combat for that. A letter of reprimand is punishment.
Oh, yeah, because you did that?
Yeah, because I think they put him in a mental institution.
Wow, man. And I mean, yeah.
But when my friends all like, this guy would have been passing out as soon as he ran into some combat. He passed out, me jumping on something.
Yeah, yeah.
But see, but my mind was gone. But I just know that he had a tick.
Do you think that Army veterans, after post being in the military, are they treated properly, or do you think they get treated like shit, and they just get a little ID. They get a.
I lived in my car for 7 years because of the VA because I couldn't get my mind right. So I slept in my car and lived at I lived at Skid Row with the homeless and gave them my entire check for 7 years until my family came and saved me because I didn't have no worth in
No
life.
support from the military at all.
They
They
the
don't give
reason
you
no
like.
no 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 they kept telling me that they kept messing everything up when I got there. So when I got there, they messed everything up. So that's why we had to yeah. So never had they done. I had perfect teeth. They went and did a guy went and did a thing to my mouth, and he infected my mouth. The VA doctor, and I was sick for about 3 weeks because I was sleeping in my car. You know, and I told him I said something's wrong. I said I'm waking up and I'm not remembering things, and that's never happened to me before. They said, oh, that's normal because of the pain. And then after my entire face had been infected. I went and looked. They was like, "Oh my goodness, we got to pull all your teeth down. All my teeth are gone because they put the thing in backwards. He had put the
And did
implant
you
in
did you did
backwards."
you ever go into like therapy or anything like that?
I have psychologists,
Like
but
psychology?
that's how the only reason I got to started getting my pension is because my brother told on me to my mom because my brother knew the things that I was doing and he knew why I was doing it. He finally it got so bad that he had to tell my mom because
Okay,
they
you was
got
out in
an
the streets
invention.
running crazy.
No, I got mad money. I was making 100 grand a year. Money ain't they ain't got
From
nothing
the
to do with
army?
no for me work.
Oh,
I
working.
work. I believe in working 15, 16 hours a day
Oh,
because
okay,
I
okay.
got
Even after the army?
yeah, always. I can't stop thinking. I gotta that's why I work all the time. Okay, so at that point, what was I talking this something else.
Um, yeah, but how veterans are treated after.
Oh, what happened, yeah, they messed the reason my teeth are gone is because they got the worst doctors that ever exist. Most of those doctors have been banned from
Wow.
working, so they got them. That's going on. So that's why now the VA, after what happened to me, notes the VA isn't allowed to touch me no more. Now I get civilian doctors because they almost killed me by infecting my mouth and telling me it was okay. Until the police found me one day, and when I came to conscious, I'm sitting there like, what the hell am I doing sitting in the police department here but at the VA? I didn't know how I got there. They said we found you wandering around and we couldn't get you and you weren't there. And I came. What happened was that infection had gotten so bad because I couldn't lay down. That I had to walk because it was hurting my head so bad. But it had me blacked out. And I was walking around blacked out because that's the only way I could do it. So I blacked out. And then when I came to, I was there. And that's when they said, we need to send you to the hospital, something wrong. And that's when they said, oh my God, your entire face is infected.
Hmm.
And that's when they had me on all this medicine that pulled every one of my teeth out. Because the infection was so bad. And they said, oh, we're so sorry. We didn't realize that you was.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate, man. That's
No,
so
it gets worse.
unfortunate.
Then in January, we was in a hurricane. Remember? And lost everything. And the VA, I tried to get help from the VA. And from that point on, it's been crickets. They send you to 1,000 different places to tell you to get help, and all 1,000 of them don't have nothing. And I did it for about 5 or 6 months straight because I had a heart attack in January because of
This January just passed?
PTSD. Yeah, I had a dream. It was a dream that one of the guys that I remember that I was taking pictures and posing next to, and after death, I would take pictures and everything. But in the dream, it changed it. He was alive, and I got excited because I thought it changed. And then I turned around, he was still dead, and I had a heart attack.
Wow.
Because that's the first time I ever had one that it changed, but it made me have a heart attack because I was older. I thought it was heartburn from my heart attack.
So that experience out in the army definitely changes you for life. Then, like
Yeah.
that's something. Do you think that for like the younger audience, that it's a wise choice to go into the army?
Air Force.
Air Force is a better route. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Do they experience different things?
No, because that's one thing, all the branches, we love the Air Force and we believe that they should be the prettiest as possible. We even feel that our Air Force shouldn't even have to pick up their food in the lunchroom. So they have people that takes the Air Force as trays.
They're treated differently, or
Yes, because they are the pretty. They are what make us look beautiful. And we need them to stay making the United States looks beautiful. So the Air Force is our beauty. That's what all of us, I mean, don't mess with our Air Force. That's our beauty. So go into that because that's beautiful. And it's peace. More people coming to us is combating danger. It's danger there too, but
Yeah.
at least it's prettier. And we all look at it as we want that to be the nicer.
And you never wanted to go towards that route?
No,
You like where you were?
I needed what I needed to because no one's ever going to hurt me again.
Okay. See, yeah, you definitely had
No one's ever
your
gonna hurt me
reasons.
and take nothing from me, and like they all do, and just do what they. Because I like to turn the other cheek, but now now when I turn the other cheek, it's because I choose,
Yeah.
not because they always have control. And I hate that those people don't learn. I've learned that there's some people that until I put my hands on them, they didn't change.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm not that guy no more. I was that
Yeah.
guy for a lot of years, and it worked because I put a lot of people in some tractions,
Yeah.
and they became better people because they learned that there's people out there that will break everything in you.
How were you
See
able to
it.
balance like your life, like from that being that person to now who you are today? Like what made you?
I hated myself, hated everything about me until my mom told me I wasn't going to go to hell. I hated everything that I did. I felt like I knew, so I would. That's why I didn't care nothing about myself. I'm worth nothing. I'm like, as soon as I die, I'm going to hell. I explained to mom. I was like, Mom, I don't understand. I was like, once I had snapped, it's like I started doing things because I was enjoying it, and I don't. That's not me. But I did. But I did it, and that's why I had to come out and say I did it. You know, and the government took my film. They was like, "What's this?" We was taking pictures, posing. We thought we were supposed to take pictures with. They was, "No, you're not supposed to do. You don't do that."
Like pictures with the people that you guys were killing?
Yeah. And I'm
They
like,
told you weren't supposed to?
yeah, that's not a good. But
Yeah.
my mind, I'm like, well, how can I be so crazy that I do something, and I can never forgive myself finding out that I was doing something that I didn't know I was. But then every second of after that was over, I know that what the hell?
Like you knew that was wrong.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, but
didn't.
you were doing it. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I really didn't.
oh,
Man.
in that moment you didn't really know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when there's no way out in my mind. How can I not know?
Yeah.
See that?
Thinking about it now, yeah, in retrospect, yeah. Yeah, that is kind of wild.
Yeah,
But I mean,
so,
like, you were cracked at that point, you know?
dude, yeah. Still, because right now, Sergeant Nelson has always been. I've actually tried to say something and have something done to it. I hate to say that, he retired as sergeant major, my platoon sergeant. He retired as sergeant major. So I thought I would say something like, "You remember what Sergeant Nelson did to me?" I remember. Hopefully, this don't got to the world because he's probably somebody big. You don't mess with them Masons.
Yeah.
Please don't put this part in there.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the Masons, man.
No. I know that's a real thing,
Dude,
for sure.
he ain't finna win.
Yeah.
Go ahead then. Because I'm gonna tell him, look, I told him not to, and they will believe
Yeah.
because I'm not a liar.
I'll disappear tomorrow.
I won't cover my ass.
Yeah. No, trust. I've heard and seen some things, man.
I'm saying I'm like, go ahead, play with these Masons.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I didn't get so far
Powers and
because I was my mom Pentecostal,
yeah.
so I was into that, and that's the only thing that saved me because I was a great person. And everybody loved me because I'm not a person that people dislike.
So what are you aiming for with this book? What is your purpose, your goal? What are you trying to spread? What are you trying to start?
Man, the VA don't take care of us. No matter what, I ain't trying to put this out there so the VA be like, I want this to be big. But I blatantly lived needing them, and they've done nothing. All the way to the point that I won't even go get my eyes examined, because it's too much. My PTSD won't allow me to go through all
To a doctor.
to all the things, the hoops you jump. And they know this. That's the problem. We've got to do it, and it got to be done now because our interest is going to be gone because of our PTSD. Gone. We got to be almost forced. It got to be fast. It ain't going to be something you feel. No, give it to us and then do the right work because it needs to be done. I've always understood that. That's why I was able to help the veterans. I was there helping everybody. But this thing I want to do because I ain't got nothing like that in life. But I would love this. I'm going to do my mobile home park that I've always dreamed of. I'm going to support and build it but because I got something that's in my mind, that book might be worth something because I wrote it in distress and it's in a situation with information that only a person that was actually there.
Yeah.
And that's to me, that's history because I was there, So I'm like, it's not like, and I don't know anybody else that while they was there was doing that. And so my story is what I got there is crazy. But in the story, if you read it, you know nothing about the military, right?
No, very little.
If you read that story, you're gonna be mad.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you're gonna know the military. You're gonna understand what things that you.
Right. I only know what I've seen in movies, and I'm pretty sure. What is your opinion on that? These
I love it because it's not real. That's why I can watch it.
So know that a lot of it is just.
It's never nowhere near what the real is because real is way bloodier and way crazier, and people doing real crazy things that you won't forgive for.
Has there been any movie that's been close to depicting what really happens?
I think that they said from the old school that was training me, they said all those apocalypse movies from back in the day, the old Apocalypse Now, that.
Okay.
But after that,
but still,
and those I don't cross.
Yeah.
What I did, imagine that to be called nothing. Compared to the knowledge and the skill of those guys that went to Vietnam and everything that was training me, I do nothing but honor them.
Yeah.
That's how do they stay sane? So I should be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? When you see that they stay sane. Because we had one guy, he was Korean, and he was killing his own people.
Yeah.
He's like one of us. Yeah. So because they didn't know he was American.
That's insane.
That was one of my dude. We weren't trained by no bitches.
Yeah.
Everybody that trained me was freaking serious killers.
Yeah.
That's what they started to do with scouts. So.
No, that's amazing. I know we can definitely probably sit here for days talking of these stories, man. But definitely, I enjoyed, speaking to you and getting to know, just a brief layer of what you went through, because I'm pretty sure there's so many more. And I definitely gonna read that book, and I encourage other people to definitely check it out too.
It doesn't make sense, but my mom read it.
Yeah.
And when my mom read it, because my mom knows everything, that's how she told me I didn't lose my soul.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought I had
Yeah.
lost it. War, killing, that's it. She
No,
showed it
it's
to me.
still in there. It's still in
Yeah.
there.
So I went 7 years thinking I lost my soul.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you got to find it,
Yeah. But I thought that I did lose it. I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking, I wasn't, see, that's the part about it I never really got into. But my mom showed it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that it was there blatantly saying that I didn't lose my soul because war, to me, taking life,
Yeah.
that's your soul.
Yeah.
But it talks about that more.
No, I'm interested because since the fact that you wrote it while you were there is what intrigues me. Because a lot of people will write books after, and like you can do things now and then later write about it, but it's not going to be in complete detail because you're going to forget certain things.
Yeah, because I'm a person that naturally need to see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So
I
I'm
wrote
pretty
this
sure
in a
that.
way that I felt that now everybody should not mind me wanting to put up 20%. I want to put 20% of what I make.
Yeah.
Definitely, because I can't stop giving all my money to the veteran. I can't stop.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
So how are you doing that? So how are you starting this the mobile home stuff?
I don't know. God,
This is something that you're gonna start. You want to start.
Yeah, but I never cared about doing that until
That's
my
a beautiful
son,
thing, though.
January, that heart attack thing, and now
Yeah.
they tell me I'm healthy. I'm like, I got another 40 years now left to be right, do right.
I love to
That's
hear
all I
that.
got left. About 40. I might have more. I'm 55.
Hey man, you're how old are
55. I'm an old age
You're
now.
still
I'm a
young,
senior
55?
senior citizen.
Just consider okay, so you get to go into like Disney World for cheaper.
And I can go into those 55 and over places now when I can live better out now.
Okay,
And I'm like,
okay.
man, why did it get to have a 55?
Yeah,
To do
yeah,
that.
nah, for sure, for sure. But
No. Movies, 25% off of the movies.
okay, so that's
Dude.
what I'm saying. So
And
that's the
with
only
disability,
upside of
the
that.
disability we tend to, dude, I be going to the live making a killing.
Okay.
So then I tell you, I was like, we was in the movies.
Nah, I love that.
He was with him. He took me to
I
a
love
very
that.
expensive
I love
movie
that,
where
man.
you sitting and they bring everything to
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like
saw
those. I like
Thanksgiving.
to get catered to. It feels good. But man, it was a pleasure having you here. Thank you for your service. I know that's something that not a lot of people.
They always say it, but it doesn't. I hate to say it. We like that thank you, but the guys that people like me, I was really, really bad. When I needed help, no one helped.
Mm,
Everyone always say thank you, and
mm,
I actually saw how no one helps.
mm,
Everybody, let's say I ran into you, it ain't you, never helped.
yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah,
watched it, I saw it. That's why I had to experiment and see.
yeah,
I'm like, I can't believe how everyone just run their mouth.
yeah,
There's never no action. I'm a person. I've always been about action,
yeah.
and not everything. I even in my thing, my web, I found the three places that takes care of veterans that I most respect. But I need people to understand, even those that I most respect did nothing for me.
Yeah.
Ever, and I'm a soldier that went straight to war.
I guess that's just the proper thing to say because at the end of the day, it's like I never understand why we go to war. I would never go to the army. First of all, it's just something I wouldn't do.
To take
But
all
I
the
think
people's
that's
stuff.
yeah. I feel like it's always like the United
I
States
didn't know that.
being bullies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm
Remember?
pretty sure you
But
had your reasons why you went.
right, I thought I was being patriotic. I did take care of my.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come back home, find out I'm killing people that got weaker guns.
But either way, I do admire your courage and what you went through. 'Cause again, that's something that very small percent of people go through. You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
take
Everybody
your hats off.
got trials. I've been hearing trials that make me feel like I'm nothing with what people go through
Yeah.
with others mistreating them. Remember, I hate that.
Yeah.
And there's people right now that's going through all kinds of madness. It's just mental abuse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That beat me up.
Yeah.
I'm down, but that mental abuse.
Oh, yeah, man, mental abuse is there. That's a whole
That's
other.
killer.
That's a whole other can.
Yeah.
And now, is there anywhere right now where people can purchase the book, whether it's physical or online?
It's everywhere because right when I got, in 2001, when I mentioned to Amazon, they put it on their site for free for life.
Okay.
But that's because they take all the money and just give me but it's free there for life. Oh yeah, we want your money. Yeah. So when I tell people that, it says $22 for a book that I get $3 for, and they get $20-something.
That's such
but then there's a site that's called Author House.
Okay.
And I got that, and I've gotten, if it goes through there, I would get 50%. But
Beautiful.
if I go through that, you'll see that I got my download only for $450.
Mm.
And then, but the reason I got my download for this price is because now I'm on a mission, and people come first, and I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm tired of everybody thinking that the red tape is what a veteran needs.
Mhm.
A veteran needs no red tape. A disabled veteran, if to help him, there can't be no red tape. He would lose interest in the help because he's so gone. We're gone. People don't understand the gone. We're gone. We're gone. It's like it's just gonna always work out the same way, and it always does. Our brain isn't lying to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always so doing it in just actions. We only know actions, and I've always been about actions. So that's why I'm doing what I'm.
But that's beautiful that you're doing that then, because that people are gonna see that action speaks louder than these words that these other people are
That's
doing.
right. And my actions is
You have something to say?
Forgot to mention your website.
Hmm.
Michael's Mission.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Michael's Missions.shop.
Michael's
Mission.
Mission.
Michael's
I'll
Mission.
definitely put that down in the description and all that for sure. No, I mean, you know, I got a nice supporting following, so they're gonna love this interview and definitely support you as well and whatever you're doing. So I'm gonna leave all your information there. And again, this is a dope conversation. And
Can I say one more thing?
yeah, absolutely.
Do you know why my mind can never get right? Because every 4th of July, I lose every part of who I am from all the concussions that I feel from war. Because the 4th of July is straight concussions with the TNT, and I'm always in Desert Storm on the 4th of July. So that's why the Desert Storm feels like it's last year to me instead of many years.
So whenever you hear like those fireworks and all that,
I can hear cars, but nothing. It takes concussions for me to go back to Desert Storm because I'm used to big explosions, and it's always those big concussions on 4th of July because I can feel the air displacement. Once I feel the air displacement, I'm in Desert Storm. All of us are. All of us.
wow, that's deep.
So if y'all care so much about us, why y'all keep us completely freaked out? What did I used to do on the 4th of July? Remember what I used to do? I used to go to the Yellowstone way out, remember? To try to get away from that. Have a year to try to have a year, but I don't.
You don't hear that.
No, not to hear that. It don't put me back in Desert Storm. So, and then I got there, someone did it, and I was there because it would have to be the real big ones. So that was even, I thought I could find, when I was living good, a place that I can not know that I was going to have to want to curl up because I know I see all the things I did.
Lord, that's yeah. These are things that I've never really thought about, man. But hey, man, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.